Hello, welcome to True School Sports. I hope everybody doing well tonight. I didn't go on last night. The night before, we were on like for 4 hours, so I was kind of burnt out and had to get my mind literally like refreshed for tonight. And so basically, I wanted to talk about a different topic in boxing, which I think is very good. I think is very interesting. You guys can give me your feedbacks on what you guys think, and that's what we're all about, talking about boxing and getting everything out the way I want to say it. And again, there's a lot of things going on in boxing. I guess Ryan Garcia recently had his press car. I mean, that's press workout and everything. So I'm happy. I'm glad to see him in a good state of mind. To see him go ahead and actually really be doing his thing. I see him more relaxed against with Joe Goosen, and I hope everything turns out for him. How everybody here? What's up, Black Magic Genetics? What's going on, man? What's going on, Cesar? What's going on, Carlos Mendoza? What's up, man? You know who the real deal is. You know who the real is, Carlos Mendoza. The real deal is Johnny Boxing. They need to follow that because he talks nothing about real, but respect to him too. Cesar said both depends. Yeah, the subject today for me is do boxers need promoters or do promoters need the boxers? It's a catch-22. This can go on a broad, we can talk on forever. We know we've had some famous promoters back in the 80s and 90s to this day. Fact, there's two of them living today. You got Bob the Bobfather from Top Rank, Bob Arum, and you got Don King, the master of how to make money. Don King back in the 80s and 90s, he's had a great fighters that he promoted. He promoted, I'm just going to just name a few, and we can just go from there. He promoted Ali, Tyson, Foreman, Barrera, Holyfield, Trinidad. And so the list goes on and on and on. To this day, he's actually promoting the fight coming up with the Dream Bryant versus Daniel Dubois. So he's still alive doing his thing. He's still alive and well doing his thing. Then you got the Bobfather, Top Rank, promotes Josh Taylor, promotes the Monster. You know what I'm talking about, the Monster, the Japanese fighter, the Monster Inoue, and so forth and so forth. Then you got Al Heyman from PBC, who's got the Charlos, who's got also Earl Spence, and so forth and so forth. And then you got Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, out there in the UK, who promotes a lot of boxers himself. You got now Pro Bellum. You got Sky Sport. You got all kinds of shit going on right now. But I just really want to get out and just say, with Don King made a lot of money back in the 80s and 90s with a lot of fighters. And a lot of people basically come out and said that Don King literally robbed a lot of fighters of money. And I think one of the biggest thing was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, when he first met Don King, a few years ago, I forgot what it was. He threw a cup of water at him. He was still angry about it, but he come a peace. He have come a peace with himself, and literally put that to rest, right? So that's good to know. Then you got Al Heyman, the PBC stable. They're a good promotional company. They've been around. Al Heyman is a mastermind. I think he graduated, I don't know from Yale or Harvard. So I mean, he did music before. He did a lot of stuff with music before he came into boxing. But he's an advisor and a manager also, so a promoter and a manager also. And he's got some great fighters in there. And then I got Eddie Hearns. We talk about Eddie Hearns. You got a lot of promoters out there. But my question to you is, again, who do you guys think is more important? Do the promoters need boxers or do the boxers need promoters? What's going on, Luna? How you doing, man? God bless. Yes, the old school kingdom. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, Black Magic says, let me get in there. Loyalty goes a far way, but then it could end badly like Canelo and Oscar. Yeah, you have Golden Boy. You got Golden Boy, another one right there. Golden Boy had Canelo for the longest time, and it came down to money issues. The same way that Don King got starved, in the end, got that black dark ball on him about him stealing money from everybody. You got Golden Boy. You think Canelo, the face of boxing, make a lot of money, would just walk away from Golden Boy? One, Golden Boy, we all know that nothing against anybody else. I'm just putting out a statement. They promote a lot of Mexican fighters and the culture that Canelo comes from. So you would think that Canelo would stay with them. But I think at some point when money's involved and things are not done right, you sometimes have to take a back seat and decide, is this really worth it? Is this worth it? Is this really worth it for me to have a promotional company that's just going to sit there and take my money and not give me what is due to me? And I think that's what happened with Canelo. Cesar says, does son need father or does father need son? There you go. You know the deal on that, Holyfield. You know the deal with that. You know what I mean? And it goes. I think it's the son needs the father, because the father got to teach the son about life, so then when he becomes the father, he can do the same thing. And so, what are you getting? Are you agreeing with the boxing part of it, or are you agreeing with the promoter, Cesar? Okay? Black Magic. Because I think it's a mutual relationship. It is. It's a mutual relationship, but at the same time, I'll be honest with you. I think the boxer needs to get that promoter, the way the politics in boxes, to get his fights, to get him promoted, to get him what he wants to get at. Nowadays in boxing, I'm not talking back in the day, I'm talking about nowadays in boxing, if you don't have a good promotional company behind you, or so-called a good promoter behind you, you're not going to get the big fights. You're not going to get what you really want. You can self-promote yourself, but it's not going to be as easy as going through all the red tape as if you had a promoter on your side. Mr. Classical Metal says, Hearn says it's best. He works for the boxers and not the other way around. Okay, Hearn, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and I'll get I'll come back to that point. Let me just go back and the other point you put on, Mr. Classical. And that's why Canelo likes to work with Hearn. Okay. Okay, my whole point is, okay, I'll bring up a big example. And all promoters do it, not just one. We got a prime example with Golden Boy. Golden Boy got a talented guy in Rashidi Ellis, a guy that could literally, like, he could win some titles. He could have been in the title a long time ago. Golden Boy's not promoting him. Golden Boy's not doing for him. I don't know what the case may be. From what I see from Rashidi Ellis, I think he's been faithful all along. He hasn't changed his tune. He's been still there, and for some reason, Golden Boy's not promoting him. Then you can go to Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns got Boo Boo Andre for like the fucking longest. Boo Boo Andre, he's had stable mates in it like Canelo and like other fighters that could have made the fights for Andre. He didn't do that for Boo Boo Andre. As a matter of fact, it's Boo Boo Andre's last Eddie Hearns' his last promotion with Boo Boo Andre is the next fight that he's having with Zach Parker. So, like, he just thrown him to the curb. So, I mean, I personally think that you need both what each other, but I think that the promoter needs more the boxer, like Eddie Hearns says, than the other way around. Reason being is because if you don't have a great boxer, a fighter that can attract the public, that can call attention to the public, then you don't have nothing going for you. You don't have nothing to sell to the public, and you don't have nothing as value as that. And that is why Eddie Hearns right now got Canelo. That's why Golden Boy lost Canelo, because he didn't know how to treat. He wasn't being treated by his own people. He wasn't treated by when it comes to money. Everything's the key. Eddie Hearns got Canelo now. Look what happened right now. Prime example with David Haney and Kambosos. David Haney had to go to leave the zone and go and co-promote. He had to go with Live That, go with Top Rank and DeBelia Promotions to get the fight done that he wanted to try to get that opportunity to be undisputed. I mean, to get undisputed. Okay, here we go. Black Magic says, new boxers definitely need promoters more than they need them in the beginning of their career. Okay. Pop, Jake Paul helped Amanda Serrano a big payday. Yeah, but Jake Paul was already a big YouTuber on YouTube. Like, that guy had millions and millions, I guess, of followers or whatever. So by him coming to boxing, I think he, as a boxer, willing to learn the sport of boxing, brought his talent and his promotional thing from YouTube and his YouTubers to the sport of boxing. So you're right. He actually did that. It's respect to him. The way Alice is promoted truly, yeah, it sucks. Like, why would you sit there? You have a talented fighter in Rashidi Alice, right? Golden Boy knows it. This is why I think I heard this. I don't know how true it is. When Earl Spence said, I will never sign with Golden Boy, because, I mean, this is what Earl Spence said. I'm not trying to make it a color or white, whatever, but Earl Spence came out and said, like, you know, they don't know how to treat black fighters. Take, for example, right there. Got a talented fighter, Rashidi Alice, doesn't know what to do. And just recently, they asked De La Hoya just recently, are you willing to sign free agent Tank Davis? Oh, what did he say? He didn't say, yes, we're gonna go get him. Yes, we're gonna pay him millions of dollars to go get him right away. No, we'll give him all the money he needs. We're gonna sign him. He says, we're gonna take a look at it. And that's not a good look when you got Earl Spence, you got the CEO of Golden Boy coming out saying that, like, we're just gonna take a look at it. So that already tells you that the footprint is already written in stone. You're not gonna get the promotion you're gonna get from Golden Boy if you're this certain and that certain, and just the way it is. It's kind of fucked up, and that's just the way it is. Cesar says 50-50, but at the end of the day, without boxers, there are no fights. You're right, exactly. It's 50-50, and without fighters, you don't have no fighters. So you need the fighters, and I want to bring this out today. And Mike Tyson brought this up the other day when he was talking to a dumbass Jamal Charlo. I mean Jamal Charlo, not Jamal. When he came out and told him, he said, back in the day, all we had was a phone. He said we had a phone, TV, commercials, and we had to go find ourselves to promote ourselves. Fighters today got the best time, I think, in the world. You see it all the time with the athletes. They can self-promote themselves through social media, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether, what's the other one? YouTube, or whatever the case may be. You can self-promote yourself if you just put yourself out there instead of just being hush, hush, hush. But what I think the boxers do that they don't understand is, they sign with a promoter and they expect the promoter to do everything for them. No, you can help that if you self-promote yourself. If you become a voice like the Blair the Flair, like Adrian Broner, who else talks a lot of junk? Like the Charlos, that talk a lot of shit. You can self-promote yourself too, make yourself out there visible for the public, and especially for the casual fans that don't know nothing about you. So you need both each other, but you can do put a better effort. Okay, Black Genetic says, okay. Floyd's time is money. If you calculate the time alone he spent on Davis because he needed, oh, I can't talk. Shoot. Yeah, Floyd's time is money. If you calculate the time alone he spent on Davis because he needed it, Davis couldn't talk in public in the beginning of his career. Floyd had to talk to him. Yeah, but that was like to me, that was a control thing. And I'll be honest with you, you guys might beg to differ with me on this subject, but I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'll be realistic with you, and I'll tell you straight up. I don't. People say, oh, he made more money for Tank, and he did this. I think he's gonna rule. If Tank stayed with Floyd Mayweather, his career would have been done. Simple as that, because he's being controlled by Mayweather, being controlled by long-nosed LOB, and he wasn't getting the fights that he really wanted to fight the level that he wants to fight to give to the fans. So eventually, it was going to be an ego between Floyd Mayweather and a personal thing with Tank. And I think Tank is doing the right. I think it's the best thing he's doing to get the hell away from LOB and Floyd Mayweather. It's understandable that Davis is pissed. The other guys in his division are making moves while he's stuck fighting low-level opponents, and he's almost 20. Yeah, exactly. What do you want him to do? What do you want Tank Davis to do? I mean, he's been sitting there for how many years now with the PBC, Al Heyman, Mayweather, and long LOB production, and they just got him sitting there. A talented fighter like that wants to fight the Lomachenkos, that wanted to fight the Teofimos, that wanted to fight Ryan Garcias, that wanted to fight the Rollies. You name it, he wanted to fight, but he couldn't do it. I mean, now he's getting the Rolly fight. Like you said, that's because it's the last thing of his contract. But did Mayweather really look out for him? Did LOB really look out for him? Or did they look out for their interests? Some guys can promote themselves, but if you look at Crawford, Crawford's not a talker like that. Crawford will talk when he get him in there, fight week or whatever, and this and that, but he's not a talker. He's not a talker like that. So, yeah, it's a catch-22. Some you're going to need promoters, but I'll say I see promoters that sit on their ass and don't do shit and collect money. I don't like the Sutherland. I think Sutherland's, I think that's what they call. They promote one of my favorite fighters in this channel, Philip the Animal Hergovic, and I was watching one of the interviews a few weeks ago, and practically he didn't give two fucks about about Herger getting better fights, put out more money, put a lot more money for a better fighter, so you get a sports with Herger. He just basically said, oh, you can just fight Babbage. Like, who does that, man? You're promoting this guy. He's barely making, what, 100,000? By the time he's done, maybe making 75,000, 80,000, and you sit here and you want to promote him, but you're not doing your job. So, and then you got Eddie Hearns. Look what Eddie Hearns says the other day. Eddie Hearns came out and said, if you watch Boxing Scene, he was saying that, he would not have promoted, David Haney if it was just on behalf of David Haney. Yeah, David Haney signed and took a lot of money from the Zone, and it was willing to do something with the Zone, and Eddie wasn't willing to even do that. So he came out and basically say, I personally don't give a fuck about you, David Haney. In so many words, I'm looking out for my personal view and my company, the Zone, which I think is absolutely wrong. No, I'm not going to say that, Cesar. I'm not going to agree with you that Davis is lucky Floyd saved him. I don't think so. No. The problem was sometimes these boxers, they might be great fighters in the ring, but they have no freaking common sense, and they don't have nobody who can actually guide them to sign with whatever promotional company. So no, Floyd didn't save him. They both saved each other, because without Tank, Floyd wouldn't have shit in his table right now. Some of his fighters already walked away from him and left him. So no, I'm not going to agree that Floyd saved him. That's bullshit. Right, you're gonna see the difference if Davis actually leaves and grabs the ball, actually like you say he's doing. You're gonna see the difference with Davis now. He's gonna make more money. He's gonna do his thing. Floyd might have opened the door, but anytime there was any big exposure or any way that Davis was gonna outshine him, he quickly put a cloud on that. Always, because TV, as great as he wants all the shine for himself, and that's a little bit selfish when he knows where he came from and how he made it. So to me, I don't think so. Floyd didn't save him shit. If anything, he made his career worse. His career has been extended. Good luck, Tank. No, bullshit. No. His career is extended. Bullshit. His career is being controlled, fighting low-level fighters that he got upset about because he's better than that, and he can fight better fighters if TBE, Floyd, and Long Nose would have opened up the wallet and got him maybe if they would open up the wallet and put him up there with the best fighters out there, like Tank wanted, maybe he would be re-signing with them. But why he's not doing that? Because fucking TBE, Floyd didn't want to do that. Floyd does not want anybody to get shine over him. Simple as that. I hate to say it, but that's a fact. I mean, he's got money, he's got everything, God bless him, he's a billionaire, whatever he's got, bless him and everything. But when it comes in the media, when he wants to get some shine, and he sees another fighter getting more shine than him, no. So what did he do? He came out on PBC, what did he say? Oh, we're just gonna keep Tank and keep all the fighters on PBC stable, that's it. Who the fuck does that? Now, are you really looking out for the better of Tank Davis? I mean, seriously, are you looking out for Tank Davis when you come out and you say that? Me as a fighter, I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to leave you as soon as I can. I'm getting the fuck away from you. Because all you doing is putting the light off on me, and you want the light on yourself when your career is already over. Yes, I respect you for being 15-0. Yes, I respect you for being a shoe businessman outside boxing. Yes, I respect everything you do, Floyd Mayweather. But one thing that I will not respect, you taking my livelihood as a man and taking my ego away from me because you want it on you. No. Agreed. LB and Floyd aren't doing such great job with Davis. No, they're not. And then did you hear what Davis said about this? LB says, "Oh yeah, we saw Lisa Ringer's. Tank is a big star. He does everything right. You name it, he does. This and that. What did fucking see my language, guys? I'm just like excited. What did Tank said the other day? Tank said, "Get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers are putting out there. You're putting out there." My tickets on sale a month before the fucking fight. Well, what the fuck you think this is? You know, like you're saying, like, who the fuck you think you're gonna buy it a month from now? Why don't you promote it more and put it a lot more closer to the fighting day, and maybe my sales will be better. So there was a lot of hatred between both of them, but it was just a matter of time when a man is gotta be a man, grab his mother, see my language, where people say, grab his balls, stand on his 2 feet, and say, you know what? I ain't no motherfucking baby. I don't need your pacifier in my mouth. I don't need you to tell me what I gotta do, because I'm my own motherfucking man. And you're gonna give me that respect, or you don't, I have to leave you. I have to leave you because you're not respecting me. You're treating me like a little kid. Anytime you want to talk, Floyd want to hug him like he's a little kid. Never gave him the respect he wanted. So no. Says so. Great. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Thank you for being here tonight. Great dog considering your bring up. Much love. No, man, you're just saying it the way I see it, man. I'm not trying to say I'm right. I'm not saying I'm the right one. I'm just saying the way I see it. I'm gonna call it the way I call it. I don't care if it's one person here or just two. I'm always gonna be me. Without wrong, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm gonna clean my conscience because many times I watched Tank after the post or before the fights, and he wanted to be Tank. He wanted to be who he wanted to be. Every single fucking time he wanted to say, oh, I want to voice my opinion. But guess what? Anytime he wanted to say something, fucking Mayweather want to stay in front of him and talk to him like he's his bitch. And then you got Ellaby on the other side putting his hands around him, telling him, yeah, you're a good boy, good fighting. This is a grown man, man. This guy comes from Baltimore up on the fucking streets. That man knew about the streets a long time ago. So he was a man before he became a man. So you got to give him that respect. You can't treat him like a little kid and say, oh, yeah, you good boy, good job. You did a good job with that fight. Oh, we got another. No, I am so happy that finally Tank grabbed his balls and stood up like a man and said, and basically saying to both of them, go fuck yourselves. You know, go fuck yourself. I love you for what you did for me, but go fuck. Why do you think Floyd Mayweather had to make a statement in public and say, oh, yeah, things got to come to an end? You know why they got to come to an end? Because Tank realized he's a motherfucking man and he ain't getting at nobody. Excuse my language again. Forgive me, Lord. And Tank is not going to sit back and let any old two grown men talk to him when he's a grown man himself. He got a daughter that he just has. God bless him. And that's been focused on him. Does he have that baby? He knows he can't be out there doing crazy stuff, wilding and doing these things. He's become his own self. He's growing up to be a mature man. And that's what a man does. He stands on his own 2 feet. Too many promoters don't take the training wheels off Golden Boy. Too many promoters don't take the training wheels off. Golden Boy, yeah. You have to let him go at some point. You're gonna have to. You see Garcia? Okay, Garcia was messed up with his mental, right? God bless him, he's better supposedly. God bless him or whatever else. I don't not wish bad on anybody else got mental illness, even the people that are here on live, because I believe God knows we all go through something. But if you believe in God, you'd be better off. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to what I'm saying. You can't sit there. Look at Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he had his mental thing. Yeah, he calls out fighters when they're already fighting. Yes, he does. But you know what? You can't sit there and baby a kid, a guy that's a man that's got like Garcia. He got how many women he got pregnant? How many kids he got now? He's paying probably child support or whatever. At some point, it's like a seed. A seed, you water it, and eventually it's going to grow to be a full tree or whatever it's going to be. But it's going to grow up and realize that, damn, this is what I got to do. This is what I come to be, and I have to stand on my own 2 feet. I can't sit there. Anybody put clout on me, whether Renault says, Canelo, whoever the case may be. I gotta gain my respect myself as a man, and I gotta do it my way. And if I fall down now when I'm with Joe Goosen or vice versa, guess what? I still stood on my 2 own feet and did it like I wanted to do it. Not like Golden Boy wanted me to do it. Not like De La Hoya wanted me to do it. Not like like the media. I did it my way. You know, remember that song by what's his name from New York? I did it my way. It says Floyd's resume at 20 was a hell of a lot better. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You could say, yeah. I'm not talking about who's accomplished more at a certain age, and I'm not thinking. For argument's sake, I don't think he's doing the same thing. But you got to understand one thing: when Floyd was coming up, he didn't have a long-nosed LB. He didn't have a 15-0 fighter whose head was still full out with ego and stop him from getting the fights that he's supposed to get. He could have got a lot. Tank could have got a lot more fights. Let's not get this twisted. Tank could have had more fights if only LB and Davis would have done the same thing that the people did for Mayweather when he was at his 27 fights at his age. So yeah, we can say it didn't happen, but you got to go back and point the finger at long-nosed LB and at Floyd Mayweather. Because why? Because they control his destiny, and they, to me, did not do the best for him. No, you're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong, Seth. You're freaking wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I love you and all. Thank you for being subscribed here, but I'm not. I'm gonna thank. How I say, I'm gonna professionally disagree with you again. No, don't sit here and say Floyd saved him by not pushing him to fight the absolute best quick. So that means everybody else around the 135 can fight whoever they want, do what they want to do. But Floyd and Ellaby, you understand the statement that when he came out and said, "I only want fighters to fight in the PB stable"? Do you understand what that literally meant for Tank? Basically, meant he ain't gonna fight nobody. That's what it meant. He wasn't gonna fight the Lomachenkos. He wasn't gonna fight the Ryan Garcias. I'm just putting names out there. Ryan Garcias. He wasn't gonna fight the Teofimos. He wasn't gonna fight the Camboses. So no, don't make excuses for him. Tank is a talented fighter that if they use his talent right, he could have a lot more fights than he has now. He could have had a lot of best fights we had now. So I'm going to professionally and thankfully disagree with you. Well, you know what? Tank is going to survive one way or another. You know why? Because everybody knows he's a good fighter. Everybody knows he's a talented fighter. Everybody knows what levels he can fight to if they would just show it to him. And who wouldn't want to take a chance on Tank or Tank on himself, promote himself and doing his thing? Come on, man. He's going to find somebody. He's to find somebody or he's going to go ahead and do it for himself. Either way, he's got to take a chance on himself because if he sat there with Floyd and Long Nose Ellaby, he'd be doomed. I think Floyd will pull a Bob Arum out of embarrassment since Davis called him out. He's going to try to defeat him a top opponent if he beats him. No, because that's not going to happen, Rico. You know why? Because it's come out. And they've already been saying, Tank already said, this is my last fight with PBC, with Floyd. So that's not going to happen. So it don't matter what's going to happen. The only best thing that they had to offer, because the best fight that they had in the stable was Tank Davis. The only thing after that, where you want to look at it or not, in their stable was Rolly. Simple as that. No disrespect to the father I don't know as Rolly Romero. I like Rolly and everything, but I'm just trying to tell you, once they knew they couldn't get the cream of the crop from Tank Davis, and Tank Davis made up his mind, I'm moving on, they only had the second, and nothing to disrespect the father I don't know as Rolly Romero. They only have Romero left to offer to him. So you're not offering, I'm telling you straight out, it's going to be a tough fight for a Tank. But you're not offering him feed him to the wolves when you got an opponent like Rolly. No, Rolly's gonna bring it. Don't get me wrong, but you can't disrespect Tank. Tank's a talented fighter that just didn't get the fights that he's supposed to get. Simple as that. Cesar says he's still 100 and he just has to keep on. Yeah, he's gonna move on. Somebody's gonna sign Tank. Believe when I tell you. I don't know who. Somebody will sign him. But it definitely won't be Al Heyman, and it won't be Ellaby and Mayweather. Yo, Pops, that 4-hour stream was lit. You and that guy was so. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Listen. Sometimes you just gotta call it the way it is. What it says. I'm glad you got a laugh out of it. It's all good. I had to take a break yesterday. Mental break on that craziness. I'm an old man. I ain't a young buck anymore. So a lot of things just get. Plus, I have PTSD. If you all don't know what that is. It's post-traumatic war syndrome from the war when I was in the Gulf War, and that I'll snap off real quick, and that's because I can't deal with it no more like I used to. Believe it or not, Davis wasn't even allowed to fight Tevin Farmer for a career high payday on the zone. It was a one-fight deal. That's what, yeah, and that's another thing that I don't like about all these networks. To be honest with you, like honestly, I wanted to see Jamal fight Jaime Munguia, right? But so much greed within the networks, to be honest with you, within the executives, Espinosa, i.e. whoever else, Eddie Hearns, whoever we want to call, all the networks are freaking greedy. They don't understand that if they put each other together and make the pie bigger than what it is, it's not only better exposure for their fighter, but it brings out the best of boxing to all the fans, and it will promote it more. So yeah. So you're right about that. So they weren't even looking out for that. I told you when Mayweather came out and said, I'm keeping in the PBC stable, I guarantee you, in Tank's mind, he's like, I got to get out of here. I got to get the hell out of here because I ain't going to make no money for me or my daughter or anybody else. Now, let's say maybe Floyd Mayweather says to him, okay, I want to sign you a $20 million or $25 million or whatever, the biggest contract, whatever, for you to stay with us and we'll get you the fights. Guarantee. Then it's a different story. But Mayweather didn't even do that. You know why? Because Mayweather was more worried about his ego than he was to Tank Davis. If it was Tank's new promoter, if I was Tank's new promoter, I'd get him in contract and pay off the judges so that he would lose his first fight and then lowball him. You know what? That's that. You know what's funny about that? You say that, but you know how dirty the boxing business is. Excuse me for a minute. You know how dirty the boxing business is anyway. So we know how dirty it can be. But at the end of the day, if you think Tank gonna sit there and I know money talks, bullshit walks, and there's all kind of theories, and this happened, it's very ugly thing. But that's like so much hate on Tank. Tank didn't do nothing wrong to you. You guys did it to him. But you know what? Hypothetically, I hope it doesn't happen. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. But you know what? I think Tank is more talented than that, and he will get the big fights with the right promoter. So if it wasn't allowed to fight, if he wasn't allowed to fight, was because Floyd didn't think he could win. Why do you think Floyd always pays off judges? Floyd looking out for his boy, won't let him fight. No, wrong answer again. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. No. Don't, Cesar, what are you so infatuated with Floyd for? The reality is Floyd did not put him in the biggest fight when he could. Floyd's got that money back. You're right. He got all that money. He could have signed any fighter, the best fighters out there, talent to fight Tank. What are you talking about? And if he didn't want to ride for that horse in the first place, then he shouldn't have been the jockey on top of the horse. You hear what I just said? If Floyd didn't want to ride the horse anyways, then he shouldn't have been the jockey on top of that horse. Okay? That's just the bottom line, bro. You have to see things the way it is. You can't just sit here and say, oh, no, Floyd didn't count him. Then he shouldn't have been the jockey on top of that horse. If he didn't have that much confidence in Tank, if he did not have enough confidence in Tank, then why the hell did you sign him? Why did you sign him? And what are you signing for? To put him on a trophy case and let him get dust? Because that's how Tank got. Tank is a trophy, a front runner that got his trophy with nothing but dust, nothing else. I don't know if he lost to Cruz or not, but I will say this, Cesar. I've never heard Tank ever come out, like literally come out and say right after a fight, I don't want to fight him again. So that right there was an eye opener to me. So everybody can have their judgment if he lost or he didn't lose. But when he told me, like when he came out, like when they asked him, hey Tank, would you like a rematch with Tank Cruz sitting right there? He said, hell no. I already knew he didn't want no more for Tank Cruz for my Cruz. So but whatever, it is what it is. Listen, man, anytime you deal with a caliber or a star or whatever you want to call him, all you guys make sure you hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. It's 17. You guys see it, please. It will only help to spread out the news to everybody else we're talking about. And I greatly appreciate it. I'll be honest with you, anytime you're in the Mayweather gym or gyms, like they say, for example, if we talk about Canelo's gym, a gym with big names stuff, it's always going to be some kind of drama. It's always going to be somebody watching. It's always going to be friggin' something. So you have to look at it for the reality of what it is and understand that's how what it is. And it's always going to be some kind of drama or political behind all that. So, yeah, so you can't just sit here and say, you can't just sit here and say oh, no, it's going to be, no, it's always going to be drama. It's always going to be drama, and it's always going to be drama. And I'm going to say it again, it's always going to be drama in the Mayweather or any gym that's got a big name behind it, and so forth and so forth. Mr. Classico says, okay, put up a little bit, okay. There's a reason why Davis aired his anger right around the time when Kambosos versus Haney was made. He sees how these guys are fighting for undisputed, and he's fighting a street fighter. Yeah, because he's basically saying, if you believe in what I say, if you believe in what I say and what I did, right? If you truly believed in me, TB, Floyd Mayweather, and Ellaby, what's the name? I call him Long Nose Ellaby. Long Nose Ellaby, no disrespect, I just call him that. And you guys really believed in me like you said you were. If you're gonna get on my horse, if you're gonna be the horse, and you're gonna be the jockey, and I'm your horse to win that race, you will put me with the best horses out there to try to win that race with. And what's happening is a good point, like you say, Mr. Classic Metal. You basically you hit it right in the head. He's like, what the hell? You know, I gotta see, watch back, step back, be an audience. No disrespect to Devin Haney, no disrespect to Kambosos, but guess what? If Floyd Mayweather would have taken me out of the PBC stable and let me fight outside the PBC stable and let me fight other fighters so I can get ranked and to be better than where I'm at, maybe I would have been the one fighting for the undisputed. But because they want to sit there and be parents and want to put me on witness protection plan and didn't allow me to be the person I gotta be, I gotta make a move from here. My biggest opportunity now, I gotta sit back and watch two other fighters that maybe possibly could have been me. Think about that. NYC Brooklyn says, when I saw Tank get the Santa Cruz fight, I shook my head. What the hell is Mayweather doing? Winners protection team, not money team. Yeah. Listen, man, and I'm not trying, like I said, I'm very proud of what Floyd Mayweather has done in boxing to bring light to boxing, and what he's done to waking up a lot of fighters to promote themselves, to become good business shrewdmen, to do things the way he did. His mentality is great. I loved it about Floyd. I'm not telling you I hate it about Floyd, but what I don't like about Floyd is that anytime there's any light shit on any of his fighters or anybody else, he's got to put a freaking umbrella or put shade on it or put a clout on it. And that's messed up. You can't do that. If you have your prize fighter, if you have your prize horse and you're the jockey of that horse and you want to ride the horse to win the what are the three states? The Belmont, I forgot the Belmont, the Preakness, and I forgot the other one. The three top fight races in that race, and you want to put him with the best horses. The same thing is in boxing. If he's the man, if Tank there was the man that you thought, or the horse that you thought was going to take you to win the Preakness, to win the Preakness, whatever the three races are, Preakness, and I forgot the other ones. Preakness. There's two other ones I said, and you wanted to win all the triple crown or whatever, and you had that horse, right? Then you got to believe in that. You can't sit back and say you believe in him, and then he's seeing with his own eyes as time goes on that you're not putting him out there with the best. Now think about what you're doing to that guy, all because you went on clout. But if you turn it around, how you gave Tank the opportunity to fight the best of the best, and maybe possibly be in a fight with Kambosos, or maybe even be the one who had to fight Teofimo for the belt. Who knows? We don't know because it never happened. But you never gave him a chance. You never even open the door and say, or let that horse go run around the track and get a little smell of what it is to be the top of the top. But you want to sit there and treat him like a little kid. I'm so happy for Tank. You and Harold were both funny. How he went out with us so he can be kind of, yeah, man, it's all fun. It's all fun, man. Rico Ransom says, true props. I think Tank is seeing that the lightweight division is on the move. The only two that's not fighting top guys is Tank and Garcia. I don't think Tank wants to get left. No, man, especially if he's 28, man. I mean, I understand, okay, if you got him in the stable and you wanted to groom him and get him a couple fights to get him right, accumulated with the other fighters in the division, okay, that's fine. But then you put him with fighters that are under his weight. You know, actually put him with actual fighters that are his weight. The only time that you actually put him up weight higher was 140 to actually Tank made with Barrios and so forth and so forth. So what is my point? You know what type of talent you had. If you have put him in there, let him win all the belts that he's supposed to win, you probably would have more light on you, Mayweather and LOB. But because you guys are selfish, I'm including Al Heyman on this one too. Al Heyman being selfish too for being a manager and allowing that to happen. Did you guys really have the true worth or the true respect for Tank succeeding with his talents in boxing? I'm going to tell you no. Boxing Jam says, shout out to Boxing Jam, guys. Go follow his channel, man. This guy is very good at what he talks about. Follow Boxing Jams. Oscar De La Hoya. Girlfriend is so hot, but Oscar has a drug addiction the way he has some. Yeah, man, changing the shot, changing a little bit light to that. You're right about that. That's another promoter that he can sit there and talk about this fighter and that fighter and doing this and doing that, but yet he's out there living the wild ass life and doing the worst of the worst. And we know that this is not new with Oscar De La Hoya. We already know that he was like that anyways. That's not new with him. I mean, you seen him a couple of years ago when he had pantyhose on or some shit he had on. So you already know what he was all about. That's not gonna change in him. And money can't buy you happiness. Changing women left to right or deciding whatever you want to be is not. He's gotta, this is De La Hoya we're talking about. So we just can pray for him and wish him the best. And hopefully he won't fall as hard and he'll get back up and understand that there's more to life than drugs. But you see it in acting, you see it in music, you see it all over the place. It's a matter of being disciplined, especially if you're like one of the biggest promoters in boxing and people look up to you. What kind of example are you giving to your fighters that you can sit there and do that? When it says the moment when Tank said enough was enough, when he forced Tank to bring his camp to the TMTG. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you're sitting here like you want to run shit. You want to tell him what he's got to do, and then he's a grown man, and now you bring his team all the way to go to the gym because that's what you want, Mayweather. That's what you want, LB. That's not how it works. Al Heyman, you know better than that. And I'm gonna stick to my word. I don't think Al Heyman, I don't think Floyd Mayweather, and I don't think LB one of the best for Tank Davis. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna stay with that opinion because I've seen now that Tank Davis is actually grabbing the reins and taking control of what he needs to take control. He's not a kid anymore. At some point, you gotta respect the man. When it says Tank Top Rank is the best promotion, Eddie Hearn talks out of his ass. Top Rank they actually put up a lot of good fights. The Bob Father's been around for a long time. Look at what the Bob Father just now with this right here with Cambosis and David Hank thing. He pulled out some shit out of his string to make it happen. Thank for the Bob Father. I mean, and the Bob Father already had Lomachenko signed up. So the Bob Father does a lot of things that we don't give credit to, but we have to respect the Bob Father. He's a 90-year-old old guy that doesn't live life good, has promoted a lot of great fights. Really doesn't give a rat's ass about what anybody thinks, but you got to give him credit when he tries to get his promotion company involved in any way he can to bring exposure, not just to himself, but to his fighters. I mean, the only part that I think that where he backfired and actually didn't work out for him, and he did pay him real good was the Crawford thing. Other than that, you got to give it to the Bob Father. Eddie Hearns can sell shit off a plate. That's how good he can sell. He was a salesman before he became a promoter, and he was good at what he was doing, and that's what he does. He knows how to sell fights. You can go watch a fight with him. The card could be the worst card you could see, undercard you could see, but somehow he'll get everybody to tune into it. So I mean, you can't. Eddie Hearns. What I like about Eddie Hearns, and just like I did with Floyd and Al Heyman and them, is Eddie Hearns screwed over Bubba Andre's career. I think there's other fighters that he's had in his stable that he didn't promote enough. And I think, like I said, promoters got their favorites, but don't sign fighters if you're not going to use them or to make their careers better. Because if you did that, then you would be able to make more money off the fighter. And don't tell me that if he doesn't sell, because you can possibly do that if you just go ahead and try. You know what I mean? Well, some promoters do that. I mean, out of respect to that, one guy that I give a lot of respect to, he says, "Why make fights every 6 months? That's too long, Cesar." Well, one guy that I truly respect, and I will put on top of the pedestal for that. I have to do it to the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo has been the most active fighter. I think he's consistently fighting. I don't know how many months he's doing or whatever, but you can't tell me there's any other fighter that's far more fights than Canelo. You just can't. People might disagree with me, but I just think from what I see. I'm not saying it's factual. I'm just what I see, the most active in my own eyes. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. One says, Oscar De La Hoya makes me hornets, but Oscar De La Hoya makes me hornets, but she's from the streets. Well, listen, man, that's his life. He can do whatever he wants. He's got all the money to do what he wants. If he wants to play with fire and get sick and whatever, that's on him. You know what I mean? But you got to move on from that. You just don't. Hopefully, a lot of fighters won't follow his example. Nah, I didn't go live yesterday because the day before we went live for 4 hours. Cesar, that's why, and I need to get a break from all that. That's right. That's all good. Tell them, ordinary Pete, spike that like. That's right. We talking real here on True School Sports. Like I said, today we're just talking about promoters. You guys, like I said, give your feedback. Do the box need the promoters or the promoters need the boxers? And give your feedback on everything. I'm right now, we talked a lot about Tank and Floyd because it's being exposed like real bad. What Davis, how he was treated by Floyd. And all Floyd can say is everything comes to an end. You know why? Because I guarantee you, Tank told him, I ain't coming back for you, man. The way you treated me, the way you didn't give me the big fights, why should I come to you? Give me a good reason. Bono. He just smoke weed every day. Abide in the Vine says, Haney's actually about to surpass Tank. How did they let this happen? Well, it happened because they fucking slept on. First of all, like I've been saying through this whole live, Floyd Mayweather, if you watch him consistently when he had a press conference with Gervonta Taylor, Gervonta Taylor, geez, where'd that come from? Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis, literally, you got to understand that anytime any light, or for anybody, any light that was brought outside to them and not to him, he'd find a way to put the light out real quick. And I think that's how they did it, because their ego of not letting a man like Tank go ahead and succeed to the top of the top to get the fights that they're supposed to get. And nobody can tell me any different, because having Mayweather behind you and Al Heyman is a steward of boxing. He graduated, I think, from Yale, was it? Or was it, what's the other, Harvard? The respect to him, and having the brains, and then having Mayweather with all he's accomplished in and out boxing, but I don't know how much millions he got or billions he got. You can't tell me that there wasn't money behind that, where they couldn't make any fight for Tank if they really wanted to. So I'm going to say it again. They let the egos get in the way. I'm glad that finally, it's like I say, the seed, you plant that seed, and eventually it's going to grow to be an adult. And I think it's time now that Tank is trying to realize he's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, hey, if I stay with these guys any longer, I'm not going nowhere. Okay, Adrian Pima says, PBC and Showtime and Tom Rank and Triller should just join forces. Team up merge makes sense for boxing. The problem with what you're saying right there is, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the most recent thing that we just had with the Jamal fight, Jamal Charlo and Hamir Magia fight. If you notice what happened there, Showtime did not want to give any piece of the pie to the Zone, where De La Hoya was trying to say, like, hey, let the Zone, they're behind us, let them get a piece of the pie, and we will all make money. They didn't want that. So what's my whole point with that is, that will never happen in boxing. I'm gonna say it again, that will never happen in boxing. Because why? Because you got too many egos, too many people that think about money. They don't want to work together. And this is why the whole boxing is so fucked up. See my language. They don't have no kind of pension plan for fighters. They don't have no medical thing for fighters. They don't have nothing, because it's all about me. And that's not a way of thinking. Now, if they would have had a mentality, say, okay, yeah, we'll all get together, right? We'll all become one big channel, like you're saying right there, Pennant, and say, okay, by me, PBC, Showtime, Top Rank, Thriller, right? We'll all join forces. Could you imagine how big this could be? And then you could have like the Jake Paul, the Paul brothers, and whoever else you want to put, and entertainment, and rock, or whatever. Do you know how much piece of the pie we all can get, and we can be more successful as a group than one by ourselves? But in boxing, you're never going to see that. You're going to see each one trying to pull each other's string. They don't know how to work together. And if they do, it's because somebody, miracle. Look what happened with the Bobfather. I'm talking about Bob Arum for Top Rank. He literally came out and worked with Debilia Promotions, who promotes Cambosis, and he put out the ESPN to have the fight because David Haney didn't have a promotional company, so they had to figure out how to do it to make this work out for everybody, and they actually worked because people compromise. That's the word you need to have. If anything's going to work out with anything to make the sport a big success, you have to compromise and realize and look at the whole picture, not just for short term. And I see that here in local fights all the time. I was telling my son, because my son knows a lot of trainers, a lot of promoters, a lot of managers here, and probably in other places too, where they have local fights, right? They have these little local fights with 5, 3, 4 cards on a fight on the card, and this fighter and that fighter. Why don't the local fighting community, the local gyms, hook up together and make a big fighting card with all the top players around the community, so that they all can make money? But there again, if you see it in the small part of it, like I'm telling you right now, just imagine how bad it is in the PBC, Showtime, Top Rank, The Zone, Triller, and all that. So good point, Adrian. I respect you for that. I just seen it right now. Is that the one you're talking about, Early Planet? Is that the one you're talking about? What were you saying? Okay, I got that. Excuse this guy. I love it, Harold, though. It was good to be part of the street. I ain't no bitch. Most people couldn't be able to join. If I'm big, I will come with I'm the big Canelo's ass, because I'm bigger and stronger, and you taking what's whatever there. Harold said, God bless him. I like him. Jesus Christ Ministry says, Amen. He says, well, if you got Christ behind him, you might have a better chance. He says, I think Rolly has a really good chance. He does, man. People are underestimating Rolly. Even we had on the live the other day, you'll go follow him, Box Talk 101, and he's known Rolly for years, and he's actually gone through all his fights. He actually spends a lot of time. He's like a Rolly rat when it comes to following Rolly, what he does in the gym, outside the gym, when the camera's on, when the camera's off. And he literally brought out the same thing. I think anybody has a chance when they go. You got a 50-50 chance when you're in a fight like that. And I think, for me, Rolly's got power. Rolly's got an awful way of fighting that I think it's going to come out in him when he fights his next fight. You're going to see a different. It's going to throw Tank off. I'm not discrediting Tank not to win the fight. I'm just saying it's not going to be an easy fight for him. Truth be told, that's right. Okay. In life, we all make mistakes, and if you don't learn, and if you don't learn from them, then after you continue on your life or the next day or whatever, then what good is it making that mistake and possibly making it again? So I think that what Tank learned to us, money isn't everything. It's something that we all need. He put his faith on the TBE, which he should, because anybody that's come up to fighting, if Floyd Mayweather stops any boxer and talks to any boxer that's coming on a come up, or a young guy, of course you're gonna sit there and listen to him, and you'll be put to sleep like a chicken. You ever see a chicken before it gets killed? They put her to sleep with they put a little something right here to put her to sleep, and that goes back and forth, and you cut her neck off. The same thing when you run into Floyd. Floyd he's a name of boxing. You can go anywhere and talk about Canelo, but if you talk about Floyd, everybody knows who he is. So at that time, Tank was young. He didn't have probably nobody like to guide him. I mean, he did have his mentor, his coach, but sometimes even that and being in the streets and all this other craziness, your mind's still not stable enough to know. But what he learned from this, it's called experience. When he goes on in his life now, he's gonna realize not everything is as gold as you think it is on the other side of the tunnel. So as I said, Tank versus Rolly says Sapphire. Well, like Tank came out and said, the reason the fight's happening is my last fight in the contract, and truth be told, the best fight that PBC that Mayweather had was Tank, and Tank was gone, so he had to put out the Rolly. Look, we said, I really hope Haney did not just sign up with Bob. No, I don't think he signed up with him. I think a couple of days ago, Eddie Hearn's the best salesman. He's actually had the best relationship with David Haney, and they've signed several contracts a couple of years ago, and so forth, even to this day until this happened right here. And Eddie Hearns came back out and said that, he's got to do what's best for him, because I'm not going to sit there and buy for him with this fight with Cambosis and the promotional company. So, but he says, but in the future, I look forward to working with Haney. And I think Haney gets along with Eddie Hearns. So I don't think this is a long-term thing. I think it has something that had to be done for the fight to be made. And Haney realized this is my only opportunity to even try to become undisputed. If I don't take this road, then I'm not going to be able to even get the chance to fight for the other belts. So I have to do what I got to do for me for right now. Take care of this business first. I know I got to fight 2 fights in Australia, but you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do, handle business. And if I do it the right way, then I can go and sign whatever I want to be, or I can be my own promoter. Seth, so you're saying 2 beat-out fighters fighting for their dreams? Are you talking about Tank Davis and Rolly, the other boxer known as Rolly Romero? Is that what you're talking about? They're not beat-out fighters at all. They're young fighters. The only thing is that one's got more opportunity than the other, and the other one's upset because he could have been the one probably fighting for undisputed if his manager Al Heyman, if PBC and Mayweather would have done what was right for them, instead of trying to keep him inside the stable, fighting not the secret, but fighting low level fighters that are not up to the level of Tank. Becky Hammer, what's up, man? God bless to you. I'm here, man. I'm here. Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. Talking boxing. How to come up with something to talk about, and I think this is a big topic. Like I said, the boxers need promoters, or promoters need the boxers. Can the boxers promote themselves without the promoters, or the promoter? In this live, one person said Crawford. Yeah, if you're a quiet fighter, you want to sign with a promoter that sells you, because you're definitely not going to sell the fight. But in this day and age, you all need to go to Paulie's TV. That's Paulie's TV channel, Paul Malajani. He's actually come out and he made a video about fighters taking responsibility for themselves and how to promote themselves. And it's true. Fighters get mad when they're not, people don't know about them, but they spend hours on Instagram talking shit but not doing something about to promote themselves. So, I mean, the opportunity is big now, especially in this lifetime when you got all kinds of social outlets you can go to promote yourself. So, go check out Paulie's TV, and you'll see what I'm talking about. If Paulie's saying that, he ain't saying it because he's saying it. He's letting you know that a lot of boxers that can talk should go ahead and try to promote themselves to bring more light to the fights. Those that are quiet and low-key, then find yourself a promoter that will actually do the job and not just collect your paycheck. Okay, let me go back here. Give me a second, guys, okay? Puñeta. Boxing Jam says, Eddie can't sell shit. He seems he can sell anything, but he can't get any fights. He could never get any undisputed fights. Yeah, you're right about. Anyway, first of all, again, guys, I'm gonna keep saying this 100 times. You all need to go check out this guy also, Boxing Jams, what he says in his channel, how he breaks out fights, what the fighters throw, what their movement is 1 in a million. You're not gonna find a better channel. He's gonna come up that knows that better than Boxing Jams. Respect to him. Yeah, Eddie can't sell. You're right. You know what's funny about that? Eddie Hearns couldn't even get Frank Warren couldn't even get the fight with Amir Khan and Cal Brook, and that's what brewing for freaking years in the UK. Cal Brook and Amir Khan, and they couldn't even get it done. Ben Shalom from Boxer had to come in. The new dog, or the new sheriff on the street had to come in and promote that. So that tells you all you know to know about Eddie Hearns. And what I don't like about Eddie Hearns, and I'll be honest about it, I understand you got to follow the face of boxing, Canelo. He's going to be the one that's going to make you money and all this other stuff. But with all due respect, all you do is chase money. And I know that's the goal. That's the name of the game. You have to do that. That's what promoter's supposed to do, make money off the face of boxing or whatever talented fighter you have. But I just see sometimes it's a little bit too selfish. There are a lot of fighters that fought for you that could make you more money if you just gave them the opportunity. So I don't know about that. But I agree 100% what you're saying, Boxing Jams. I'm 100% on that. Okay, we did that already. Okay, I did that. We're gonna go back here. Boxing Jam says, I don't like networks merging because that means less boxing and not good. Like when Disney bought Fox, everyone lost a lot of movies to watch. Yeah, I mean, when you got somebody, we can bring it closer to home. Pro Promotional just signed with it's crazy. They signed with Hulu, right? Hulu, and then they also signed with Disney. But check this shit out. I think Hulu is out for the other countries, and in the US, I think it's Disney. Like, are you serious? Like, how are you gonna promote that? How are you gonna do that? I think you have to look at it like, if you're gonna do that, you gotta find a network that's one that people like know about it. That's a name like ESPN. Back in the day when it was HBO, you know, big name networks that literally are there for you. You're saying you disagree with it because of yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, if you can get like take for example, I'm not saying I'm going to agree with what you're saying, Boxing Jim, to a point. I'm not saying that you can stay to that one network that carries you and does everything for you, and you've been doing good with that. But when it comes to making a fight, like a lot of fighters today, they actually are two fighters that literally are from different. They actually have the same promoter, but they don't have the same network like Showtime and the Zone and so forth and so forth. You gotta come together. You gotta. That's where the promoters come in, the managers come in, and they have to say like, what's the best picture for us to make this better, so that the casual fan can see it. But I get where you're going with this. If you have your own network, you won't have to deal with all this craziness. And like I said earlier, there's never going to be a combination of nobody being together, because everybody's too selfish to even want to do that. That's what boxing's all about, head and body. Some of these fools, you can't pay no mind to some of these fools. That Becky Hammer, you know, they don't understand that. But when they get in the ring, they'll find out. What's Cesar talking about? Floyd didn't get beat up like that in his whole career. You talking about Floyd? Floyd was a master of not getting hit and hit. You know what I'm saying? I like Floyd Mayweather, and I'll be honest with you, I like Floyd Mayweather when he was the young Floyd Mayweather that was kicking some butt. I like that better. But then my son would argue with me and say, yeah, but wouldn't you want to see the Mayweather that had the sweetest of signs? You know what I mean? So it's a matter of opinion. Yeah, I've been saying that. But I agree with you 100% with that. I wish that, like, if I had money, or I could start a GoFund page, like, and get the support of the fighters, like make a union where like you can have a pension fund for them, you know, take care of them, medical bills and everything, and they will all pay like a fee to that union, and they get it unionized, be fine. But then fighters gotta be willing to do that. You know what I mean? The promoters, it's gotta come from the promoters and the networks, if they really care about boxing, which I really don't give to. I don't think they really do care about boxing. I don't want to curse anymore, because at the end of the day, they really don't. How many fighters have passed away? And these are the same promoters that, God bless them, I'm not going to know names, the same promoters that promote the fighter that got passed away from a fight or something. And they're, when they were alive, oh, yeah, they're the greatest. Yeah, they're the best thing here. We'll do everything for him. We'll take care of his family. We'll do this. And God bless me, hoping not. I've seen the guy get knocked out and die in the ring. And the same promoter that was promoting him for his own well-being, his own selfishness, when the fighter was alive, couldn't even pay for the burial costs of the fighter who gave his life for who knows how many years to that promotional company. So it makes me sick to see that in boxing. It makes me sick to see that promoters say one thing and do another, and looks at fighters like a pawns. It makes me sick when they can sit there and smile in your face and tell you, oh yeah, you're gonna make all this money, I'm glad you're with me and everything, and you're doing all this other stuff. And then at the end of the day, when something tragic happens to you, you don't even go ahead and do what you're supposed to do and do your due diligence like you say you were. So it's a nasty business out there, and I would love it to be unionized, but it's going to have to come from both outside and the fighters willing to split their money and do the same thing. Because if the fighters aren't willing to be unionized and realize it's for the better of themselves, then it's on them. But I agree 100% with you on that one. And it gets me angry every time when I see a lot of promoters say one thing, then when the fighters that they used to have pass away, then they'll go ahead and pay for the funeral or whatever. I don't like that. Look at the Puerto Rican, what's his name? I love him to death. That got hurt when he got hit back here. The mother had to go sue ESPN or to the doctor, whatever she had to do, to do due diligence because the promoter or whatever didn't do enough for her son. So sad. But when he was alive, you want to sit there and say he's great and everything. It's so sad. That's the one. Thanks, Pops. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I'm with you on everything, Panic. Thank you so much. So I don't know what you're talking about. Two beat up fighters also as in betting everything. Listen, man, when a fighter goes in there, they're betting their life. What more do you have to see to understand that? When a fighter goes in there, you don't know if they're gonna come back alive or not. They're betting on everything. Yeah, their life and everything. So for you to sit there and they're beat up fighters betting on two beat up fighters also as in betting everything. Yeah, they're betting their life. What more do you want? I mean, everything is everything, but your life is your life. It says someone is going to lose 50% of stock. Well, Cesar, will they lose 50? If they lose 50% stock or whatever the case may be, I get what you're saying. The losing fighter is not going to be as popular as the one that won. It all depends what level of fight we're fighting for. It all depends which level of fighters are fighting. You know what I mean? If they're both top of the line fighters, of course. But at the end of the day, if they come out healthy after the fight, that's all that matters. And I agree with Becky Hennis is right here. Cesar, Floyd was at another level. He was smart with his defense and health. Of course. He's what, in his 40s now, and he looks healthy. He's doing his thing. Of course he was smart what he did. I agree 100% with Becky Hammer. That's the point right there. I like what Becky Hammer said. They are not beat up. They both are young and undefeated. That's right. They're both young, undefeated, hungry fighters that want to go in there and make a statement and move on to up the rankings. And I think more so for Tank, because I'm going to tell you right now, both of these fighters in this fight, Rolly Romero, whatever, the other fighter I know was Rolly Romero versus Tank Davis. I'll be honest with you. Both of these guys are going to have a lot of anger built up for this fight. One, Rolly was supposed to get a big payday on his first fight that didn't happen because he was falsely accused of whatever happened with the women. He was supposed to buy his mom a big house or whatever was supposed to do with the monetary that he was supposed to get from the first fight with Tank Davis. So he's already angry, pumped up about that. So now he's going to go back and have to go through all this again to get this done when he was falsely accused. And on the other hand, you got Tank, who's angry at the fact that Floyd Mayweather and PBC and Al Heyman didn't put the best fights up for him. He's gonna have to be a free agent now, sign up with somebody else to get the top fights that he should have got when he was under the Mayweather umbrella. So as it says, sad when people kill themselves inspiring before they get ready. Yeah. It's that's why you need to respect every fighter when they go in there, because you don't know what's going to, the blessings go with them. You don't know what's going to happen to them. They're putting their lives on the line every time they go in there. You got to put respect on that, whether they win or lose. And if they come out healthy, that's the most important thing. Getting beat up in training is good, so you can get used to the punches, but nobody gets beat up on purpose. That's why you got to practice. That's so true. If you don't practice to get better, if you don't spar to me is like practicing for your next fight. It's tuning up your skills. So when you get into fight night and you're actually in a fight with your rival or your opponent, you're going to be sharper. You'll be able to be more crispier, and you can throw punches. Simple as that. That's when I hear people talk about, oh, I was inspiring. I beat this guy out that was real good. Oh, this guy got beat up by this one and he was real good. He got showed up. It don't mean shit. It's just practicing to go ahead and up your skills for your next fight. So I agree with you on that, Beckiana. Not that many people die sparring. That's why they use headgear to spar. That's right. I mean, nowadays they're taking all kinds of precautions for the fighters. So kudos to that. You know, imagine back in the day, probably the 1920s, 1900s, when they didn't have all these precautions. Now, back when I remember when it used to be 15 round fights. Now it's what, 10 rounds, 12 rounds. I mean, it's crazy. Before that, probably longer rounds than that, and there was no protection. So they are trying to use preventive medicine, preventive equipment to try to stabilize the fighter so he doesn't get sick or have health problems back when they get old when they get older. Louis James says, is it possible that Tank may have not even wanted to move up to 140 like he did? I'm not going to say that. I think it actually looked good for him to move up to 140 and actually go in there and kick some ass, because in that way, if anybody's watching him or any promoters want to sign him, they have the blessing and the ability to put it up to 135, 140, 147 because he's already proved that he could do it. So I don't think it was that. I just think what Tank is upset about is that he didn't get the best fights at 135, right? So therefore, everybody else at 135 are getting the opportunities that are gone by him because of his poor management. That's what it is. And then it says, Pops, they should make Boxing Network just like you have Cartoon Network. Yeah, they can have a channel like you're talking about like a 24-hour channel like MLB, NBA got their own channel 24/7 where you can follow that. That's actually a good idea. The problem is, are the fighters willing to do that? Because right off the bat, all the promoters, all the networks going to want a piece of the pie. So at some point, it's got to be the fighter going to one of the networks, signing in with them and getting a percentage and so forth and so forth. So it's a whole thing. Look what we've been waiting for a boxing game, a simple boxing game. That we've been waiting for what, like 4 years, 5 years now, waiting for a boxing game. Floyd Mayweather could have made one. Floyd Mayweather could have made. Did he make one? Freaking no, right? Now we're waiting for the ESBC sign up. Got like 900 million boxes on there, right? And we're still waiting for it. So it's just a process with everything, and it is what it is. But it kind of sucks if you ask me. When I said, if you were Teofimo promoter, I would stay away from any title fight. He is not right. He still believes the Cambosa's fight was fixed. That's a good point you brought out. When it says, I could not 100% agree with you. I can 100% agree with you because I could not believe that he came out on TV on I think it was a Fight Hype or a Fight Hub. He's coming out there saying that all that. He sounds just like his dad. I'm sorry to tell you. No disrespect to Senior, because I like Senior too, TFP. But when you sit back and you're still disillusional and not accepting defeat and move on from that, I don't care who you get in the ring with. Until you get that mind frame right and understand that you lost the fight and you need to move on, you're already losing your next battle in the ring. Simple as that. The same thing I said about God bless him, Deontay Wilder. Another one, Deontay Wilder. Until he doesn't get grips with himself and say, okay, I got my ass badly beat by Tyson Fury, and this happened, blah 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 blah. That happened. Until you get peace of mind with that and move on and understand that failure is not always it's opposite of success. So if you fail, understand, okay, that's going to motivate me to prove everybody wrong and do better and move on and learn from that fight. Right now, Teofimo is in a different world. He still feels that they set him up. Come on, man. All this shit you and your dad talked for a whole freaking year when you had the belts and all this, and because the things didn't go your way, the way they should have been, and you got exposed or whatever the case may be, you want to sit here and throw out theories? Come on, man. You're still living in Pluto. Come back to Earth. I respect both of you guys. I will willing to sit with both of you, with Teofimo Senior and with Teofimo, and I will tell you right to your face, you guys need to do the first thing to any kind of defeat, whether it's drug related, whether it's health issues, whatever you have in life. When you're defeated or you feel defeated, is accept defeat and learn how to get better from it and move on. Simple as that. Like you say, Eddie Hearn's a smooth cat. Why you say that? What made you think Eddie Hearn's a smooth cat? I think I kind of see like a lot of the UK fans really don't think highly of him, and I can see why. You got other fighters out there that are literally out there trying to do something for you, and you can't literally sit there and give and do more for them than you can. Like look at this was happening. Like my son brought this to my point, and he was bringing it out. Yo, hit that like button, guys. I only got 10 likes. Come on. Anyways, at the end of the day, my son was brought this out to me. Eddie Hearns. This is not disrespectful to how nasty this sport of boxing is. Eddie Hearns is going to have a fight the same day that he cut ties with Boo Boo Andre, and Andre's fighting Zach Parker. Who does that? Like, who does that? Like, who comes out and just cut ties with the fighter and don't give him his ultimate respect for the fighter, at least get him his life every time he signs in with you and fought for you, and you have another fight going on at the same time as his. And there's no guarantee if Eddie Hearn's going to show up for that fight or the next fight. Very disrespectful, if you ask me. Milky Way says Eddie Hearn was close to put on an undisputed fight between Fury versus Joshua, but Wilder got in the way. It's part of boxing. You know that. You know that's going to happen. You know that's how it's going to be. You know what I mean? You know how that's going to be. It's part of boxing, guys. It's always going to be that somebody don't want to take step aside money. It's going to be something and this and that. And it happens. So, but let's not get it twisted. That will still be a great fight. Even now, even if Fury and Joshua ever fought, people want to see that fight. Just the same way that people want to see Joshua and Wilder. I would love to still see that fight. What's one that says it? Becky, what did one that says say about who? Josh Taylor and who? I probably missed that one. What's going on, Carol Killer, Cambosa Hansen? What's going on? God bless you. Salutes, Pops. How are you today? I'm doing okay. God bless to you and everybody else. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Hey, Becky Hannah, I have to laugh at this because I just have to put my input in. I'm used to fighting tall people my whole life. Shorter guys have better chance against me. He's like, you're right. You pound them down. No, I'll be honest, man. I'm short. I'm barely 5 feet, but I ain't afraid of nobody. So them short guys are rough too, but I get it, man. I get you, man. I respect you. Yeah, man. You know what they say? Big thing comes in small packages. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that. Oh, goodness. Good point. He says, Gomez just said, mergers tend to eliminate competition. Well, if you merge, right, I don't think it shouldn't eliminate competition. What it should do, it should enhance the competition even more because now you're merging whatever, how many fighters you got, your top, let's say 5, and his top 5 can actually face each other and easily get it negotiated because you're both in the same stable. So it depends how you look at it. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, let me get this thing out of here. Okay, Carl Killer Hansen, Cambosa Hansen, the promoters should have to pay into a superannuation fund for each fight and each fighter. That way when they retire, they can live comfortably. That is so true, but you know what? That makes too much sense. That makes too much sense, so therefore it's not gonna happen like that. I mean, that's what should happen. Carl Killer Cambosis Hansen. That's what they should happen. The promoters should do that, but the promoters, they spend money on the fighters. They got to pay for. They spend money on the site fees. They spend a lot of things. But I agree with you. If all the promoters and not all the promoters and even the boxers themselves would actually put some percentage of their money, like other unions do when you go to a job or something, you take 10% out of your paycheck each time, and it goes to a big pool of union dues, and it actually helps in emergencies and all kinds of stuff. It'd be great, but are the fighters willing to do that? Are the promoters willing to do that? That's the question of the day. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't even know it was a fake gem. I didn't even know. Okay. Okay, let me go to the next one. You don't think all this might affect Tank's concentration on the fight? Nah, I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, Louis James, Tank's already made up his mind what he's gonna do. He's already told Mayweather, like, I'm moving on after this fight. I'm not signing with you guys no more. He's got peace with himself, and he's gonna go in there and sell the business with Rolly and vice versa. Becky Anderson, Tank has a lot of potential for his size. Hopefully, without Mayweather, he starts getting the big fights. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's a talented fighter. Mayweather didn't help him out. LB didn't help him, and Al Heyman didn't help him out. He needs to move on from that and look out for his opportunities, because that's the only way you're going to better yourself, if you make your opportunities for yourself. And I'm glad that he's seen the light. Louis says, I could see Tank and Loma tanking over 135 with a younger up and coming fighters challenge them, and Rolly will move up to 140. Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, no doubt it could happen. Eventually, 135 is going to have other fighters coming up that are just as good. Everything doesn't last forever in the same weight class. Everyone's going to either move up or dominate, become undisputed, and then challenge yourself like any other fighter on another weight class. So whatever happens is going to happen, and we just have to enjoy it when the time comes. Is this the real Boxing Jam here? Because I don't know which is the real one. Good point there. If this is the real one, respect her. And if somebody else faking it, don't do that, man. That's wrong. If you're gonna fake it with other channels or fake it with other things, then you just fake yourself. Be real. But if it's Boxing Jam, respect. Would Rock Nation be a good fit for Tank Davis? You know what? I never thought about that. I forgot. Somebody probably could tell me in the live. There was somebody that actually signed with Rock Nation, and then was it Tank Davis? I forgot. I don't even know if I don't think it was Tank Davis. Somebody else, some other fighter actually signed with Rock Nation, and then it didn't work out or something. I forgot who it was. Who knows, man? If Rock Nation's got the money, which they do, and they want to promote Tank Davis, why not? Alapal says, who on Rock Nation? I don't know. There used to be a fight. I know there was a fighter. I can't think of him right now. Maybe Becky Hammer might know, or somebody might know that actually was signed by Rock Nation, but it didn't work out or something. I don't know if JC kept it going or something happened, but I mean, somebody can fill me in on that one. Yeah, Josh Taylor and the Crawford fight, guys. If it happens, it's gonna be a good fight. I think we can. We looked at what the last performance that Josh Taylor had, but don't get it twisted. We have to let that go and move on from that. If this fight ever happens, it's gonna be a great fight. I'll tell you that. Oh, they do. It's called Fox Nation. Fox Nation. Is that new? Is that new? I remember they had something like that before, or something like that. Could have sworn I heard in the UK. But if they do, do they promote any fighters now? Because I know at one time they did promote some fighter when it was Rock Nation, but I can't recall who it was. What's good, Mad Dog H? What's going on, man? How you doing, man? We're here just talking about, do boxers need promoters, or do promoters need boxers? Either way, we talked about Tank Davis, but we think what Floyd Mayweather could have done better for Tank Davis. And for me, I'm just happy he's actually mature, grabbing his balls, moving on. Yeah, Jay Prince. I think I know with him, Jay Prince is signed. I know Big Baby Anderson is signed by, I think, by Jay Prince. Yeah, people are scared of this guy, but you know what? He wasn't also crazy back then. I don't think he's as crazy as he is now, but he's got Big Baby Anderson signed on the Jay Prince. Cool Guy says, okay, let me get in here. Okay. Pops, who has the best rocket launcher jab you've seen? Oh man, the jab. I'm gonna say like this. I rocket launcher jab. I'm gonna tell you who had the best jab in boxing. It was Larry Holmes, one of the best jabs in boxing. I can't think offhand. You talk like a wild jab. I can't think offhand right now. You could probably fill me in on that, but as far as one of the best jabs in boxing, I can remember Larry Holmes. Yeah, I think if Tank can go up to 140, I think that's like the limit for him. Think about it. If he can get back to 135, fight the top level fighters there, and get the fights. Let's say Haney beats Kambosos or vice versa, and get the fight with Kambosos or Wachanko or whatever. Yeah, he can go to 140. I think 140 would be the most that I can see Tank going. Milky Way. Demetrius Andre is tailor-made for Canelo. Andre's gas tank is suspect. Canelo gets stronger in the later. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that at all. I think people, we will never know that's going to happen until the fight actually happens, and if it will ever happen. Canelo calls him a horrible fighter. Cruz versus Gamboa. Pitbull Cruz is gonna run all over Gamboa. This fight, I think, for me personally, was made because of his name. Gamboa's name. He was a champion at featherweight back in the day. He was one of the best, and I'm glad he's still getting fights at his age. But I'll be honest with you, he's just a horse with three legs, and I think he's more for his resume. But good luck to Gamboa. Hope he's healthy enough to withstand it. But I got Pitt Cruz winning this fight. Okay, put him on game. You say what? No box. I don't know if this is true or not. You guys can tell me this. I'm just going what you guys telling me. No, Box Nation isn't Rock Nation. No, of course not. Rock Nation is something different. By Jay-Z. Jay-Z runs Rock Nation, I think. Box Nation has been awards. Box Nation is failed network in the UK. Oh, yeah, I heard something about that, but I couldn't recall. But I know that Rock Nation has Jay-Z all behind it. Baki Hannah said Demetrius Johnson was the one in Rock Nation. The reason why he didn't get the Lara Charlo. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. If that's true, that's a good point, Becky Ham. I didn't know that. I didn't know. You sure Andre was signed by Rock Nation? Wow, that's news to me. But thank you for putting it on there. Cool Guy says, with all the exercise science nowadays, top fighters should never get tired unless they're getting tagged up. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of science, but there's also all the drugs and all this other stuff that the fighters so-called take that we don't know if it's actually go against the rules or vice versa. Today's athletes in any sport today have all kinds of abundance of whatever medication or pills or whatever to enhance their athletic ability, as long as it doesn't go against the rules. They say, CMD Boxing says, they say boxing tournaments can wear boxers down from taking on back-to-back tough challenges. Do you think that's what's wrong with Taylor Josh? No, I just think, he went in there. He thought was going to, first of all, he thought that Carol was going to come in there and throw the jab that he throws, that lower jab that he throws, and he leans forward with that, and he studied that, and he thought that was going to be the best thing for him, and he thought he had him figured him out. But Carol came with a different plan that threw off Josh Taylor. He had pressure. I think he had a lot of pressure fighting in his own backyard, and this is the first time in I don't know how many years. But I'm not going to make no excuses. You had the same time to train just like Carol. You should have outshined Carol, and to my opinion, you didn't. What's going on, Esmara? God bless. Hit that like button. Look at that big fish you got. out there fishing. That's what I'm talking about. What you say, Raw Dog? They only taking Fred Flintstone vitamins? You got it rolling. Yeah, I guess you could say it that way too. You need that ring magazine belt if you really need it. Cambosa's got all of them except the one that David Haney got. So you could say if that's what we want to judge it by. You're right. Oh, I don't. Let me get this. Matt Graham says, "Hey Pops, hope all is well. Hope is well to you and your family, Matt. Thank you for being here. Hit a like button. Who do you think Tim Zoo will fight next? Maybe the winner of Harrison versus Garcia. Been enjoying the videos, fellas. All the best from Victoria, Australia. Shout out to Australian boxing, man. Australian boxing is taking over, man. You got a new champion in Ebony Bridges. You got another beautiful girl, Sky Nicholson. You got Tim Too that made his debut in America, that's willing to take on anybody. You got Cambosa finally getting a fight to unify with, become disputed with Darren Haney 2 times in Australia. You guys are being spoiled. All you Australians are being spoiled, but you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Honestly, Tim Tszyu, he actually said he wouldn't fight anybody. To be honest, I like what Tim Tszyu was saying. In an interview with my son, when he was interviewing him and stuff, my son was asking him, like, were you willing to fight Crawford? Were you willing to fight, Jamel Charlo? He said he's willing to fight anybody. And what I really like about Tim Tszyu, people can say whatever they want about him. His fight wasn't what they thought it should have been when he fought last weekend when he fought Gasha. But you know what? It was his first debut here in the U.S. I think he did pretty good for the first time. He's only going to get better. He strikes me like as an old back in the day fighter. Doesn't like the bling bling, doesn't like the shine, just like to earn it all through hard work and sweat in the gym. And I think he's willing to take on anybody. He'll take Harrison or the winner of Garcia. He'll take Jamel Charlo. He'll take Crawford wants it. He's willing to take anybody. He says he's coming to the U.S. to make a point, and he's not afraid to get in there with anybody. So I look him to improve. I think that it was a great fight from him. People expected more from him, but let's not get it twisted. It's his first time in the U.S. He did a great showing to me, and he's only going to get better. And he's not afraid to fight anybody. Take care, Cesar. God bless. Milky Way says, for some reason you can't overturn pro boxing decision. I don't know if once it's made, I think that's it. Or you got to get investigated or call out something. The commission's got to get involved, I think, before anything can be done. But you know what? It is what it is. How you get this done is when you get in the ring as a fighter, you don't leave it up to the judges. You go in there and do your job. Becky Hammer says, yo, Pops, Jay-Z owns or Talk Nation. It's Talk Nation or Rock Nation? Andre was with them before Eddie Hearn, and Andre sued Rock Nation for tampering the contract. There you go. There you go. So, here's another prime example. Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Got a wife and Beyonce, probably a billionaire too. And here we go again. Got all the money in the world. Could put Andre with better fighters when he had the time to promote him. Didn't do what he was supposed to do. But whatever case, and Andre's like, forget this shit. This guy got all this money and he's doing all this shit. The same thing that I was saying about Mayweather having all his money. And I'm not comparing how much they both got. I'm just saying hella money. It could have made any fight for Tank, which he didn't do. Thank you, Becky Hammer. What going on with Danny Garcia career? Does he have anything left in the tank to be champ? Listen, Danny Garcia, the glorified fighter that for some reason they use him in a lot of fights. He looks good doing it, but I think honestly, he said he's supposed to go to 154. Last I heard, and I haven't seen him do nothing. Haven't seen him working out. I honestly, he's probably retired. I mean, he'll probably get to go in and fight anybody that for get a name in there and everything. But Danny Garcia is a glorified fighter that people like. What's going on, National Memorial? God bless you, Memorial Garden. God bless you to you and everybody, your family, and all your people over there. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Pops, sending good thoughts, brother. Thank you so much, and God bless you too. Hope everything's good with your family and everything is going right over there. God bless you guys. So we've been talking a lot about a good topic today, like I was saying, about the promoters. I think I have to agree with what Paulie Malajani says, that some fighters should go ahead and promote themselves and realize that the promoters need them as much as a boxer. They both need each other, but I think more so the promoter. The promoter's going to make money off the fighter and not the other way around. Hi, Larry Lopez. How you doing? Yeah, that fight somebody said. Yeah, I heard that he didn't sign yet, but if everybody's talking about it the way they are, I think this fight is already set in stone. The Bob father already came out. ESPN was saying that they're gonna have the fight and everything. I think it's set. I haven't checked. I'll double check for you, but I'm pretty sure the fight's set in stone. He probably already verbally agreed and just got to go sign it. But I think this fight it's a wrap. Initially, I thought the fight that was really set up, Kambosos was supposed to fight Lomachenko, but Lomachenko's at war in the Ukraine. So therefore, for him being in the war, Ukraine, then the next one to level up was David Haney. So yeah, I think it's gonna happen. It's all done, Harold. That's in the past. That time, we can't bring that time back. It's gone, man. It's all good. Let's just keep talking and have fun. That's what I'm saying. You know, peace, Cesar. You say you're gonna go work out. God bless you, man. Have a good run, and be careful out there. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, we want to see promoters do the right thing for the fighters. The fighters, if they become as good as they are, Don King. You see, Don King made a lot of money off Ali. Definitely made a lot of money off Mike Tyson. Made money of all these big fighters that he had. Felix Trinidad. You name it. To this day, he's still standing proud with an American flag. Playboy now living good here in West Palm Beach. I think it was Palm Beach. Matt says, thank you, Pops. Agree. Aussie Box on the map big time at the moment, and we are loving it. Can't wait for Yeah, man. You got to love it, man. First of all, nobody knew who Haney was, right? And I seen Haney down here at the Sweatbox Gym here in Davie, Florida. We're pretty good friends with one of the trainers. His name is Javier Centennial. I wish better health for him. And I seen him out here. And one thing I like about Haney, he did everything the hard way. I mean, excuse me, not Haney. Kambosos did everything the hard way. He went to everybody's backyard. Nobody gave this man a chance. Probably not even us. We didn't know nothing about him, but we did like him when we seen him at the Javier Centennial's gym, the Sweatboxing gym, and nobody gave him a chance, but he fought through everything to get where he's at. And now he's undisputed, well, about to be undisputed, got 3 of the 4 belts, went the Ring Magazine belt, and now if he beats David Haney, he'll become undisputed. What more do you want? And people want to say he's getting big-headed. He's getting big-headed. He's talking too much. He's doing this. Well, guess what? It's his time to shine. It's just time to bring Australia together, bring the world together, and know that I am going to be the undisputed champion at my weight class, and I fought hard to get here. I'm not giving these belts out. I work hard for them, and I'm going to keep these belts as long as I can. And as long as I got this belt, I'm going to bring honor to my country, Australia. People gotta stop not giving credit to him, because the man has done everything right. And nothing wrong for boxing, everything right for boxing, and they still don't want to give him credit. But people forget when Teofimo Senior and Teofimo had the belt, they were talking for fucking 12 months. Yeah, always talking, just talking and talking. And look what happened. What I respect about him and what I like about Australian boxing more than ever before, I like his work ethic. I like his old school. He won the belts. He didn't sit there and go partying. He didn't sit there and and enjoy life. He was back in the gym, sweating it out, and let people know I'm serious about this. It took me many years to get this. I'm going to make sure I don't lose it right away. They better put respect on Kambosos' name. And more so, I'm going to say this. I like Tim Tszyu. I see the interviews when he came here. I seen it from my son's channel, from Sean Satella, Fight Hype. Go follow him too. I like what Tim Tszyu stands about, and he does this. He stands the same way about boxing the way Kambosos does. He's a hard-nosed, sweat, grind fighter in the gym, and he's going to do everything in the hard way, and that's the only way he knows how to do it. And I look for Tim Tszyu to follow in the same steps as Kambosos and bring more honor to Australia. God bless you guys. Matt Graham says, Matt Graham says, talking to some older lads, it's the biggest thing in boxing here since Lionel Rose beat, and funny you mentioned me, fighting Harada, because I was actually reading up about him, because I was trying to find out, not about Australia, I was truly trying to find out about who's the best Japanese fighter besides the monster Inoue. And somebody mentioned his name. My son knew who he was, and that guy was a beast from Japan. But listen, man, sometimes it's never the right time when we want it, but it's in God's time. And in life, if you work hard, no matter what you do through sweat, and you do it honestly, at some time, even though they say honesty is not the best policy, at some time you're going to get blessed for your hard work. And what I see from Tim Tszyu, what I see from Kambosos, with all due respect, I don't give you all of me. I see hard work. I see them sweating in the gym. Nobody gave them nothing. They had to earn it. And I like that. When you earn it and you talk the talk with this right here, that's what I'm talking about. Shut up to Australia. Keep your hands raised high, because you guys got more champions to come. You got Ebony Bridges, you got Sky Nicholson, you got a lightweight that BT interviewed over here, Lou Perot, I forgot his name, the lightweight. He's gonna be champion too. So shout out to Australian boxing. Thank you so much, guys. Love you guys. I gotta stop and give a shout out to Becky Hammer for sitting here and giving a $20 donation for Brendan's channel. God bless him for being here and being donating to Brandon. It's only going to make the channel better. And thank you for being here. Thank you again. So here we go. I'm going to put a lot of them on now. I got to put Don King first.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
That's what I'm talking. I gotta put this one. The famous one here.
And it's only a matter of time because he called me the big bad booty daddy.
One more. I'm gonna give you two more for that. I love this one right here.
Sausage, cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
And the last one that Brendan got, the newest one he got, I gotta put it out here for you guys. Hold on. Let me find it. He got a whole bunch over here. Let me see. Right here.
That's how the white man plays guitar.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you again, Benny Hammer. Put you up there. Thank you so much. Much love to you. Thank you for everything. I do the best that I can. My son probably here tomorrow. He's actually getting some content of another boxer over there in Las Vegas. So hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for being here, Becky Hammer. He will love you for this. And thank you again. And God bless, and continue supporting us any way you can. It's only going to get better. Thank you, Becky Hammer. God bless. Elder Pell says, back on the topic, certain boxers should be loyal to their promoters, like Ryan, Canelo. Without Oscar, they would never be who they are. Top-ranked fighters make a name for themselves old school way. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay, you could say it that way. That without them, they couldn't be where they're at. Golden Boy actually, brought them up and did what they had to do. But at the same token, I personally thought that Canelo was going to stay with Top Rank, being that he's Mexican, being that they hold good all this and that. But I'm going to tell you what happened. It had to be something with money. It had to be something with if Canelo left. And he wasn't being treated right, so he got the hell out of Golden Boy. And I'm sure they didn't come out and said it, but bring that to the light. Top Rank fighters, they got to go in there and fight. The Bob father's 90 years old, but he's shrewd and smart, and he's just not going to spend money on fighters if they're not. I mean, you see what he did with Elvis Rodriguez. He cut him off. Elvis Rodriguez is a good prospect. He just fought on PBC card. Al Haymon was smart enough to sign him. He got a knockout, 2 knockdowns in his last fight. Top Rank didn't play around. The Bob father said, no, get out of here. You lost. So the Bob father don't play. He don't give the money out for nothing. Oh, Matt Kress says, though he talks a lot, his work ethic is second to none. Tim's uncle, Igor, actually used to train George. Oh, wow. In his amateur career, both of them started at Tim Zoo Boxing Academy. God bless, probably love the pastor. Yeah, man, I told you, I'm a good judge of people. And just what I heard a little bit from Tim Zoo, I don't care what anybody tells me. I like his work ethic. I love the way he is. All you Australians, he's a champion, just like Cambosis, because of the way they work and how they earned it. Respect to Australia. Elder Pell says, Ryan and Haney and Tank are like silver spoon kids of boxing. Help a lot having Oscar, Zab, Floyd in your corner. Yeah, Haney's had that. Haney's definitely had that. Ryan got he got it a little bit from De La Hoya. Tank, no, I'm not gonna say that. No, Tank can't. You can't say that about Tank. Tank came from fucking Baltimore, from the streets, the rough of the rough. So no, not everybody was fortunate enough to have a silver spoon in their mouth, Alan Powell. When you say Sad Floyd and them, you're talking a lot more about Haney. Haney's had a good whole his life and still having it good. But when you're talking, and Ryan's had it good with Golden Boy, De La Hoya, yeah, I mean, he made it through that. And he's had it good before boxing with his Instagram and his followers he got. So, I mean, we have to be real about that. But as far as Tank, out of all three of them, the rough of the rough, out of all three of them, has been Tank. Tank came from a rough neighborhood in Baltimore, and I'm not from Baltimore. I used to live close to Boston, 45 minutes from Boston, from Massachusetts. But I'm just telling you, like, he had the rough of all of them, but he never had nothing silver in his spoon. He had to work for everything he got. I'm talking about Tank. Yeah, Tank Davis. But respect to you, Al Lapel. Okay. What's your thoughts on this boxing prospect from New Jersey, Vito Malaniki? I haven't looked into him, so I can't comment on it. I'll have to look. Matter of fact, I'll write his name right here. Vito, write his name right here so I can go ahead and check it out. And you can ask me that tomorrow. Vito, name? Malaniki. I'll look into him, look at some boxing, and I'll give you my opinion on him tomorrow. I'm sure probably BT knows a little bit about it, but as far as I know, I can't really comment on it because I don't know what he's all about. Pop needs more heavyweight fights in boxing. Pops needs more heavyweight fights. Yeah, we need more heavyweight fights in boxing. Supposedly, they're supposed to say they're trying to get that fight with Ruiz Jr. and King Kong Ortiz. That's a good fight. There's a lot of fights out there that need to happen right now. You got Usyk, God bless him. He got approval to come back, and the Vitali brothers actually give him thumbs up. All his family gave him thumbs up to come back to boxing. So now he's training for the fight with Joshua. So you got that fight back, Joshua and him fighting. I kind of wish that, not in a bad way, that Usyk didn't come back so soon, because I really wanted to see if Waldo, when he came back from his adventure, God bless him, would actually fight Joshua. I really wanted to see that, but now that Usyk's back in the scene, Usyk's gonna fight him. You got Tyson Fury fighting Dillian White. He's gonna white Dillian White all over that floor. I'm telling you that right now. And then what else? And I said Ortiz and what's the name? Junior gonna get Ruiz Jr. is supposed to be getting made, and So we'll see what happens. So yeah, heavyweight boxing it's the shit right now. That welterweights and the lightweights for sure. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean it that way. I was just saying like out of all three of them, Alapel, I just think that Tank Davis had it the hardest way out of all of them. And that's just my own opinion. You got your tied to yours, and you're right what you're saying. So I totally agree with you. So now I agree with you more because now you're clarifying what you're saying. Alapel, like having Floyd is like having a rich dad. He Tank was on top rank. Wouldn't be that big. No, I'm not going to say it like that, but I will say one thing that I will say about Top Rank that I won't say about Mayweather. Top Rank would not put the Father Bar already put him in big fights already, and he would have had a chance to go ahead and fight Lomachenko, go ahead and fight any other fighter, which right now Mayweather didn't do that. Jesús M, saludos, que Dios te bendiga, ¿cómo está? How you doing, man? All right, Harold. What kind of let me see what you got. You got some crazy stuff you want to talk about? Hold on, Harold. Let me see what you got. Okay, hold on. Yeah, they were crazy comments. I think they were. I was laughing at them. I didn't want to put them out here on the channel. Okay, let me get this out of here. Okay, let me see, Harold. I'm gonna get it. Harold wants to put the sound on. He's a co-manager of this channel, so I'll do that for Harold. Man, Harold, I might skip you way back in the. Hold on, let me see. Where's you at? Harold making me work. Harold. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find what Harold wants me to bring out here. Okay, Harold says, part 2, what's mine? I'll tell Canelo, be here, bitch. I ain't no Kovalov. I'm real 175. You right about that. Hey, you right about that. But I mean, we can get past Kovalov because when Canelo fought, I was a big fan of Kovalov, to be honest with you. But after that fight, I lost a lot of respect for him. I'm past that. I think you should be past that now. I think you should go ahead and root. Give Canelo credit. He's fighting a 275-pounder without any kind of stipulation in boxing, in Bivol. So you got to give credit where credit is due. Oh, it starts with Yo Pops. I know you had like a whole bunch, but yeah, Bivol. I'm gonna say like this: Bivol had a great. Bivol's gonna be to me, and I'm happy for Canelo because Canelo's actually coming out here and literally coming out and not putting no dehydration clause, no stipulation, nothing. Respect to Canelo, man. I gotta give it to him. I don't care. I say bad things about Canelo, but I'm not gonna say it this time. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's actually doing it that way. Bivol's gonna have to use that jab from the outside. Keep jabbing him. He got good move, good distance. But Canelo's a master of all that because he's fought all kinds of styles. He's a reason why he's the face of boxing. When I thought that Caleb Plant was going to do something, Caleb Plant proved me wrong. And even Caleb Plant came out today. He was saying in the boxing scene that he wants to rematch with Canelo. Get out of here. I like Caleb Plant, but I lost a little respect for Caleb Plant when he's sitting there in the middle of the ring talking to friggin' Canelo like they're buddies while they're boxing. Like, who does that? That right there throws me off. You in the ring fighting, stay competitive, fight your fight, try to win the fight. Don't have a fucking conversation with your opponent. Who does that? So I kind of lost a little respect for Canelo. I mean, not for Canelo, for Caleb Plant on that. That really pissed me off. Okay, Carol says, Canelo's everywhere. All the ladies talking about him. All the grandmoms talking about him. I hate it only if they knew the truth. I'm known as a Canelo hater where I live. Well, I mean, you got to understand where you come from, and you living in California. You know people won't love that. The majority of California is all mixed, just like any other city. But a lot of it is Hispanics from Mexico and so forth and so forth. So of course they're gonna ride with Canelo. It's just the way it is, brother. You know. It's just the way it is. But like I said, I'm really excited for that fight. I think there's supposed to be a couple of fights this weekend. Martin, the guy that beat Mikey Garcia, is fighting. I think it's this weekend he's fighting, if I'm correct. I've seen something about him, but I'm not really. I wish him the best. I mean, he did what he's supposed to do. He exposed Mikey Garcia, so I'm done with that crap. And good luck to him. Marshall, who we all waiting for her to fight the GOAT. Clarissa Shields is fighting also some of the opponent for the time being, so that's up. And then I think there'll be some other fights coming up. I'm just saying Jamal Charlo, Castaño. I can't wait for that to happen. And I was watching. Hey, thanks to Box Talk, man. I was watching Box Talk. Go, follow him. Box Talk had something. Box Talk 101 had something on Jamal Charlo talking, and he was calling out. He was calling out Benavidez more than freaking his big brother was. So that's really a shame. What else we got here? Al Lapel, that's good. Harold means the sheep, they follow the followers and masters. Yeah, and that's what it is over there. You know, Canelo's big anyway. But Canelo goes to Las Vegas. Canelo goes to Texas. Canelo goes to fight in Mexico. You know he's gonna be big everywhere he goes. He's a face of boxing, and Mexican fans love him, support him. So why not? You know, what we're gonna do? Yeah, kid's back. Little Charlo, that's right, Big Charlo. You gotta call him Big Charlo, man, because I watched an interview with Jamel Charlo. It was on the Last Standing podcast, whatever it's called, with Brian Coster, and Jamel Charlo was calling everybody out. He even told Crawford, "You can go wherever you want to go. You can stay at 147. If you go to 154," Jamel Charlo told him, you're gonna be in for it. So he's not afraid to even say that. And then to go make a video like he made a video on Box Talk 101 had it, and I watched it, and he was like calling out Benavidez and all this. You gotta respect him, because when you got your little big brother calling out monsters, and you're supposed to be the big brother, and it's supposed to be the other way around. You're not doing that. You lose a lot of respect for Jamal. You really do. I do. I can't look at him the same until he proves me different. Until he proves me different, and he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't stepped up to the plate. And then I hear, and then another thing that I hear that pisses me off too is my son was telling me that Jacobs and Jaime Munguia are in the works. Are you freaking serious? That's another Mexican that people love so much. Jaime Munguia, the Golden Boy want to make him a star, right? But yet he hasn't fought. Harold told me the guy's name. Adames, he hasn't fought Adames, who's mandatory. Hasn't fought Bubu Andre when he was there. He's not. Then he's calling out Gigi now. That Gigi's got a fight with Canelo. He wants to call out Gigi, and when he wants to fight Gigi, man. The more I see Jaime Munguia, the more I want somebody to splatter him down. Break that hype train down, him and Golden Boy. Al Powell says David and Canelo need to fight. There can only be one Mexican. Yeah, man. I've been wanting this fight for the longest time. I think Canelo, to me, has to fight. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but to me, to get real satisfaction, at least he's fighting Bivol, I like to see Canelo fight Benavidez, right? Jamal Charlo, even though I still like Jamal. I just pissed off what he's doing. He's already fighting Bivol. Fight Bitterriv. If you can beat all them guys, or at least the most of them, then you gain my respect. And Bubu Andre, of course. David Aztec, his ancestor will be in his spirits with him. Man, you can forget about him, man. You know what? David, I like him, man. I like him a lot. I guess you got Canelo. I got in that fight, believe it or not, I'm going for Benavidez. If Canelo Benavidez fight, I got Benavidez. My son got Canelo. I got Benavidez. There's a reason why he's not fighting Benavidez. Juan SS says, the people can't reason with me. They think Bivol is trash. If he trash, then they should be hyping the fight. If they think I'm not gonna say he's trash. He's not trash by all means. He's got an excellent jab. He knows judgment. He's got good judgment at distance. He's got good gentlemanship around the ring. And whether you want to look at it, he does have some power, and he's taller than Canelo. And I'm going to tell you that jab he throws is not an easy jab to withstand. And I think if he can just stand his distance, right? Stand his distance, jab his way to victory, go to the body when he can go, keep his movement, judgment and distance, and make Canelo harder, make Canelo come on the inside, and try to break him down. When he does, and that's when he throws that jab and keeps him afar, you don't know what could happen. So, and what I like about him, even if he loses, I like what Bivol said. He says, I don't care if I win the media fights. I don't care if I win the approval of the media. I don't care about all that, because at the end of the day, the media doesn't resolve the fight in the ring. It's me and Canelo. So I actually like him more than I like Kovalev, the way he's coming to this fight. Hiro says, Jaime Magia will fight Daniel Jacobs in a 164 catchweight. Harold, you could be right 100%, but you know what? I'm not really. If I see this fight, I'm gonna blow a gasket, because Jacobs, to me, didn't do shit against Ryder in the UK. And then to see Jaime Magia talk about GG, talk about all this fighting, about the fights he's supposed to fight, and then Golden Boy want to hype him up. I want somebody to splatter him. I'm sorry. Yeah, the public wants to see Benavidez and Canelo, but I think Canelo right now, like you said, I'm busy this year. All you guys fight each other, you know. I would have loved to see Benavidez fight Bubu Andre, but then that's another issue. Lukowicz, the manager of Benavidez, I mean, Benavidez can call whoever he wants to fight, but Lukowicz is always going to be in the middle of that. So we'll see what happens with that. Alapel says, Munguia, like a Mexican prince, he not ready for Mexican. No, he ain't ready for no Mexican. He ain't even like that. They hyped him up to be something. What is he now, like 38 or 39-0? But you haven't fought, like, the only fight that I seen you really get tested on, in my opinion, that you got a preview of against Hogan. It doesn't, my opinion, against Hogan. And other than that, the last fight was good. I'm glad you got a new trainer in Barrera. He's actually showing you how to attack, how to move and do things. But you got to stand up to fight the real fights. You can't be sitting here being 39-0 or 38-0 not fighting top level fighters. Sorry to say that. I can't respect you as a Mexican fighter. Kids Back says, Benavidez versus Canelo is definitely, that'd be a great war. I think it's a young kid that's hungry. He's got power. Canelo's an experienced warrior who's been in wars from top of the top. He's fought a lot of different styles. So it'll be a great fight. And that'd be like, to me, if I was a promoter, that'd be the fight that I want for Cinco de Mayo. That shit will sell out no matter what. You're going to make money off that no matter what. I would rent the biggest stadium. That will sell out in Cinco de Mayo. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm not a promoter. Lapel says, saw up hearing about Ryan Heat coming in heavy. I don't know what is coming. I think it's supposed to be somebody mentioned in the live, it's supposed to be a 139 catch weight or something like that. So I mean, the guy's been gone for like what, almost a year, to a year and a half. He's got mental issues. I mean, at some point you got to just cut him that break and let him come up, get his skills up, and then really judge him in the next couple of fights to see where he's at. But I like what I see from him regardless. He's back in boxing. He's back where he likes to be at, his atmosphere, and it's helping him with his mental status. And I think Gooson's doing the right thing, getting the best out of his fight that he can by letting him be who he wants to be. 1SS says, pause, what I mean is the Mexicans around me as well say that Bivol is a bum and has no chance of winning. But if the people say he's trash, then why are they liking the fight? According to Bivol, listen, man, if you ever talk to a Mexican fan that's Canelo fans, they're never going to see the light on what you're saying. Never at all. Because Canelo can't do no wrong. Canelo, you can't question Canelo if he fought the best champions. You can't question nothing. All the Mexicans see, with all due respect, I'm not trying to offend nobody, I'm just generalizing. They're just going to say the way they see it. You say Canelo, and they're right no matter what. No, they don't see nothing wrong. They can't question if he's fought the best heavyweights, if he's fought the best welterweights, if he's fought the best middleweights, or so forth and so on. All they know is Canelo is God. So you're not going to win the argument. Just sometimes the best thing you can do is stay quiet, and silence is the best thing to give him an answer. Who does Sikorsky remind you of in a boxing? Is he a poor man version? I'm not going to say he's a poor man version of Floyd Mayweather. I think he's a very talented fighter that has, that could be the, he's very technician what he does. He's got power. I mean, I'm not going to put him way up there with Canelo because Canelo's accomplished a lot, but his styles and everything, I think Canelo was more aggressive at this stage of his life. But I got to put respect to him too. I think he's going to be a good one too. I don't know if that's the answer you want. Mike Brown said Hogan was robbed. Definitely was robbed. I freaking flipped. You don't even know I went crazy. But I always say this at any time, any point in time, fighters always get that little. They get one gifted fight for some reason. It happens all the time, and that was his gifted fight. But ever since then, he hasn't fought his mandatories. He hasn't fought with Andre. Now he was calling Gigi not too long ago. With Gigi already got a fight with Canelo, and now he's telling me he wants to fight Jacobs. Are you serious? Yeah, back to that question. I think that Shakur's gonna write his own, like I was telling you, he's gonna write his own history, his own legacy. But I mean, he's a good technician. I think at this age, I think Floyd was a beast. Young, attacking, going forward, doing his thing. I like the younger version of Floyd than I do the older version with the Sweet Science. Back at Hammer says, Shakur still looks like a 130-pound version of Mayweather with more body shots, very elusive. Yeah, and he's very quick with his shots. And he's one thing that I've noticed about Shakur is that he's not easily to hit. It's crazy you say that, but he's not easily to hit. He'll stand right there. You can't hit him. He's good. His defense is good. His movement is good, and he's got quick hands. And when I seen his power from the last fight, and he's like he was just saying, he's gunning for Valdez, but he can't sleep on Valdez. But that's an experienced fighter. I'm going for Shakur though. Did anyone see Oscar White? What do you reckon? I seen his wife, but I don't get him. I mean, that's his life. That's who he wants to be. This is Oscar. He's got money. Money buys everything. Is he really happy behind that? I don't know. I just wish him the best and pray for him. LPL, damn, if Shakur beat Valdez, man, he could be a future star probably. Tank should be next if he does. I mean, that's a fight that's been going on for years. The Tank fight in the Shakur Stevenson fight, that's been going on for years, but it hasn't got done. You know what I'm saying? It could have got done. Maybe maybe Floyd Mayweather would have woke up his pocket and Ella beat, but they didn't want to do that. So, like I say, it's gonna happen. Even if it happens, it's gonna be a war when that happens. I ain't gonna lie to you. If that fight ever happens, it's gonna be good. I ain't gonna lie. I'll tell you that right now. No, sometimes the best answer to everything is silent, man. Just a sound. Not even laugh at them. Don't even laugh. Laugh inside. Just stay serious and move on. Silence is the best thing, I'm telling you. Becky Hammer. When Mayweather was at 130, he was aggressive with his speed, in and out, and flash with his combos. Yeah, man. I love that Mayweather. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that Mayweather to a T. I like that Mayweather. I like the aggressive Mayweather, but I guess it's time when he got more smart and realized that the sweet signs and not getting hit is obviously the game. And he, you know, he got better at it, became an expert at it, and look what he is, TBE right now. Whether we want to question who he's fought, when he fought him, how old it doesn't matter. He's still TBE. I like that aggression. I've always liked aggressive fighters, and my son will tell you that. So I like that. Mayweather to me was better when he did that than the older one. The kids back there, De La Hoya. If so, she for the streets he bought. Okay, I don't know what happened to her. God bless her. God bless them. I'll leave you guys on that one. When it says, I don't want Munguia to ever be champion again. He's just gonna do what he did at 154 and not fight. He's just not being like for Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy for trying to make a star of somebody that's not, or try to get him to that point where he's not, and trying to like hype up his fights when he's fighting all these level fighters that he can fight better ones. I can't respect that, even from De La Hoya. Becky Hammer. Shakur impressed me the first time when he had the distance control against him, a taller, longer, each aggressive, young, and hungry. Yeah, man. I mean, I always thought you're right when you said good points you brought out right there, Becky Hammer. I appreciate him a lot. But Shakur with me, the thing that I had, like I told my mentality is just so close-minded what it shouldn't be. I didn't appreciate Shakur for what he was. The good judgment, the distance that he has when he fights. He has, for a young kid, he has good. He got speed and he's hard to hit. But I always told my son, this guy ain't gonna do nothing. He can't hit. He can't do nothing. He never finishes up a fight. And lo and behold, man, I think it was Joey goes down the fight after that where he beat the shit out of the guy. And I was like, wow. So you got a good point there. Yeah. I mean, Shakur, like you said, Shakur impressed you for the first time with his distance control. Like he's good at that. I mean, and he says it. So good luck to what's his name? Valdez. Pops, I know Charlo is a bitch to you, but if him and Mangia, I'm going for Charlo. Why should Jamal Charlo fight in a stupid app when I'm a premium? Yeah, I mean, I wanted that fight to happen. If that fight happened, I definitely was going for Charlo. I like Jamal Charlo. Don't get it twisted. I see the talent that he's got, but he's wasting his talent because he's not fighting the bigger fights where he can get the big money fights. And like right now, he should be fighting whoever he's got to fight to make a name. So when Canelo finishes taking care of what he's got to take care of, he might be a possibility. He can't be fighting weaklings. Okay. I don't know if he signed his contract yet, to be honest. But from the way the promoters are talking, from the way everything is going, I wouldn't doubt it. But I mean, until like my son always says, until it's finally written in stone, you can't say nothing. But why wouldn't networks and everybody come out and say all this stuff and have a fight, rematch in Australia and all this if they didn't think the fight was going to happen? I mean, to even talk about it as far as they have, it's got to show you something. But I mean, you're right about. I have to look up and see. I'm gonna look up. Write it down. Look. Cambosis sign. Okay. I'll look into that myself tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know. Let me go now. When it says, pause, why do boxers populate so much? Why can't they use rubbers? Oh, come on, man. I ain't got time to answer that craziness. You asking me some crazy stuff there, bro. I ain't with that. That's their business, what they do. I'm here to talk boxing. I'm not worried about what De La Hoya's got in his lifetime with his girls. He buys them all. That's his business. Whatever he does is his private life. I'm here to talk boxing and just enjoy the fact that I can sit there and socialize with you guys and be happy that you guys actually tuned into me and actually give me some feedback on everything else. I had a great live. I ain't going to lie to you. Talking to you guys about the promoters. Excuse me, my mouth started, sorry. Talking to you guys about the promoters and what they actually have done for boxing and how it's important for boxers to realize that some promoters are really not on your side and looking out for you. And I'm going to say it again with Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather, and PBC and Al Heyman. They didn't look out for the best of Tank Davis. That's why Tank Davis is manning up and moving on. I mean, you could go to Eddie Hearns, another one that sells everything but can't even sell to get Boo Andre the fight that he's supposed to get. At one time he had Canelo and Boo Andre in the stable. He could have made that fight. Did he try to? No, he didn't do that. This is the same promoter that you want to sign to a stable that doesn't do nothing for you. Then you got Golden Boy with De La Hoya, got an excellent talent in Rashidi Alice, and not using him. So all promoters got their good and bad in them. The bottom line is you want the big name fighters. They're gonna make you money, but you also got to take care of them and pay them money. Yeah. So, guys, any more questions? I'll stay on for a few minutes. I appreciate you all being here for these 2 hours with me. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same station. Like I said, I think boxers can promote. If you're a talker, use your platform, use your social media to get it out there. If you're a quiet guy that can't talk, then hire a promoter that's going to actually promote you, get you out there, and not just collect your paycheck. I will say I'm going for the Puerto Rican Amanda Serrano against Katie Taylor. It's too boring for me. Jake Paul going to make these belts feel important. Yeah, but I mean, that's going to be a great fight. It's been a fight that's been brewing with Team Females Boxing women's boxing for a long time. Whether she's boring or not, you cannot sit there and say that you want to take because she's boring outside the ring doesn't mean that she's not a great fighter inside the ring. So it's going to be a war between both of them. I think Amanda Serrano is going to bring it. But so is Katie Taylor. Good luck to both of them. Rosario just recently had a fight. He had a fight. I think it was in Mexico or something like that. My son was telling me. So I forgot if he's still fighting with the same trainer, but he fought somewhere in Mexico. So he did have a recently fight, and he actually won that. Harold says, "I'll promote you, pops. I'll put you in the Hard Rock Hotel. Yeah, you come with me so we can walk down the casinos and look at all the beautiful women downstairs spending all the boyfriend's and husband's money. Beautiful woman. Now you go crazy. If I take you to the Hard Rock, I'll take Johnny Cotejo. I'll take Shakur. I'll take you guys. You go nuts. Then I take you to the beach. You definitely go nuts." I'm with this way, Becky. Most boxers do not actually have a sexual intercourse prior to a big fight or while they're training for a fight, for the simple reason that what Becky Hammer is saying, and because, like I said, being around a woman while you're going through all that, I think you lose focus on a lot of things. Yeah, Banana Rosario fought in Dominican. Was it Dominican Haro? I could have sworn it was Mexico. Wherever it was, he did win. I remember that. I know he won. So thank you for correcting me, Harold. Yeah, Rosario. I'll tell you something. I think Rosario should have stayed, but then Rosario should have stayed with I forgot the name. Chico. The guy here, the Spanish guy or Puerto Rican guy over here. He's actually a good trainer for him. You should have stayed with him. But when he's changed trainers, sometimes you change trainers and things don't work out for you. You should have stayed with him. But even if you lost that fight, sometimes what happens with boxers is they lose a fight, they get mad at the trainer and they want to move on and think that no, you stay with that trainer. So you lost, you rebound from that. Chico, I forgot his name. He's Puerto Rican down here. I got a bad memory, and he actually was good for him when he was training with him before he had the fight with where he got knocked the hell out. And then he went again and fought again and got knocked out again in his other fight. So I think he should have stayed with Chucho. I forgot Chucho, I think was his name. But hey, it is what it is. I wish Banana Rosario he comes back on the come up, and I hope that he stays with one trainer. Sometimes I seen fighters, JC Vargas. That guy changes trainers all the time. He never stays with one consistent trainer. Sometimes having a good, consistent, and a good foundation literally helps you in the end as a fighter and as a fighter and having a good trainer and a good voice behind you. You learn to accept that and move on. I'm just unfortunate that some fighters they become like divas and they can't handle the fact that it wasn't their fault. It wasn't the trainer's fault. It's more your fault. I mean, but then again, there's trainers out there that literally go out there and they want to give you motivation speeches when you need to know what you're doing wrong during the fight. No, I didn't see that. You talking about in the boxing match? Harold said, "Pops, have you seen the clip on Instagram when the father pulls the gun on his son?" Are you talking about Harold? Are you talking about a boxer, or are you talking about the one where I think Bennett showed me something that I seen from your one of your channels. I follow you now on Instagram too, so and I give a lot of likes to your stuff. With a guy, the father actually on Instagram does that, but it was something that was going on. It wasn't boxing. Is that what you're talking about, Harold? Yeah, well, anyways, guys, a few more minutes. I'm supposed to get off, but if you got a few more comments you guys want to say before I tune out until tomorrow, 8:30, I'm here. I'll wait a few more minutes. And anybody else got any feedback, what they think about the coming fights, anything you want to talk about, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, UK boxing, Australian boxing, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm here for another few minutes. I said that a few minutes ago, but definitely this time I'll be off because it's almost 11, and No, I didn't see that one. Maybe if I go to the channel, I might be able to see. I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't know he went off on. I know that they were really adamant for the fact that it was very unprofessional of Dylan White not showing up for the press conference with Fury. So That was very important. And the sad part is Dillian White was getting like, I think 8 million for this fight, the biggest payday, 10 times more than he ever, 100 times more than he ever got in any other fight. And he can't even show up for the press conference because he wants to, be treated like a diva. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, that's what happens, man. You can't, like, you sit there, you get in the biggest fight of your life. You're fighting Tyson Fury. You're getting everything you want. You're getting everything you asked for. And then you want to cry because you didn't have a personal plane or jet to fly you into the press conference. Jesus, what more do you want? It's ridiculous. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll probably check it out later or tomorrow. I'll definitely do that for sure, Haro. With that being said, guys, I'm going to cut out for today. Thank you all for being here. God bless you guys. If you're home, God bless you, your family. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. That's more important than anything in life. And thank you again for being with me. I will be here tomorrow, and we will talk some more boxing.